reached the gate. Hungry just ate.
I can't hear the thing. Is this connected to?
Not on. It's always something going on. Welcome,
New York, right?
welcome to Uncut Jewels this Friday.
Yo, niggas is hold on, Luch. Hold on. Hold on, Luch. P and Luch, hold on. New York, cute, man.
Yeah. You know we couldn't start this Uncut Jewels without. We gotta get into this Dipset and LOX win.
Let me talk. New York, what's up, New York? Listen, we in New York, right? Why these niggas keep rhyming over the words?
You took the light on.
Y'all could have stayed in the car and listened to Apple Music.
Yo, we know that
These
SOPs,
niggas is cheating.
Yo, you niggas
tell me to hold on. Everybody hold on. Everybody hold on.
Hey, go to rap.
Everybody hold on. Jada's talking.
Let me talk. Let me talk.
Get back in this clip.
Yo, why y'all
Talk to
doing?
him, Jada.
Talk on your part. Shut up there. Shut up there, nigga. It's our time. You on our time. Go in your corner.
No.
We didn't violate you.
No.
You causing a
They don't know the
distraction.
fucking words.
Listen. New York, they causing a distraction. This is hip hop. We in the Mecca of New York. It's D Block. It's Dipset.
Turn the
Why
words
they don't
off.
know the words? Yo, Tech, let's make something happen.
Let's go. Oh,
New York.
real hip hop show. When this came on in the building during the verses, it got crazy, it got ugly, it got disgusting. Did it get crazy? To the biggie who shot you.
Hands down, nigga, the game is
It's all Jada's.
Anything
Good.
all
flavors.
He's
Baby,
the
on the
dick,
wall.
you pussy.
Y'all
Y'all neighbors.
Only she just comes in and does what she wants.
We ain't playing with.
How you
this
gonna
is
say
New
that?
York. Just what
Stop
these
playing
niggas
with the
want,
Jadas,
right?
man. We don't play like
Do
that, son.
Instagram.
We don't play like that.
I don't do none of that shit. Let's
Right.
go, Tech.
This is crazy. Real
What
rap.
I do, nigga.
Recipes B.I.G.
New York, make
Let's
some
go.
motherfucking noise.
Hey.
Yeah, all
Ain't been
praises, all burners, all raisins.
Hey, y'all.
Down, nigga, the
kill
game
him.
is all jaded.
We got our people in the building.
Be popping all flavors.
We didn't do our intro. Y'all walked right into the
Pussy,
intro.
Y'all neighbors. Yeah,
So,
two extra
we had to
oars.
start the
I'm in
intro
new
with this.
Aston with two extra doors. With a quick flip, I don't try to stretch for
Yes.
more. 100%
I guess it's here. They early though.
I get it from Giuseppe.
They early.
Essays. I've been smashing rappers around for a decade.
She's early.
Still trying to get mommy to sock the melon leche. No, if I take her out, I can pop her the
The
next
next day.
Woo! MJ and the Pro Tools, antisocial. Phil Jack on the track, but I can't coach you. This is just audio and shit that I go through. Guns in the couch, money in the mattress, and I would have got the Bentley, but I had to pay taxes. Settle for a polo.
Turn your mic to you.
Your flow's a light
turn your mic to
sprain, mine's is a fracture. Yeah, and the x-ray's negative. You's a coward in jail, you can never live. Yeah, you barely living out here. It's like I'm
can't believe you.
You barely giving out air. The reason you breathing is like
There
I'm
you go.
giving out
Go ahead,
air.
talk.
Got
Say something.
stocks
Say
in the
something.
block. Giving out
There you
shit.
go.
Can you hear me?
You too. Everybody talk to the mic real quick.
I
can't with her.
The people
Is she
can
on?
hear us. I don't know. I don't know. I just want to
Say something. Are you in on this?
Y'all know.
Go ahead, do it.
Headphones on and speak it to the microphone.
Jury and faking ain't none of them.
There you go. Hey, boo. Hey, boo. We lit right now. Uncut Jewels. Uncut Jewels is lit right now. The mother and daughter duos pulled up. Yes, and sat down and got right in here. Yeah, they just got time for introductions. They came right in between the introductions. I told her to take her time in the car. She got here. She came upstairs anyway.
We had such a bad fight.
We gonna start it with this real one.
We got into a fight.
Pause, nigga.
Okay. Oh my God. Jiggy Jada. Listen, as y'all know, the verses was crazy for hip hop. Pause that, G. It got real. It got real. Yo, it got so real. First of all, welcome to Uncut Jewels. To everyone all over the world, this is your street doctor, and I'm here with my co-host Jiggy Jada. We had to set it off with that. We had to. hands down. The game is all Jada's. You heard what he
we
said.
gotta shout out our listeners first.
You heard what he said. Everybody that came in and chimed in, we seen y'all. Y'all came like rushing through in traffic. Shout out to our Facebook family. Shout out to our people on YouTube.
Oh my God.
Netherlands, Kenya, Canada, Brazil. Where else? I forget.
How you forget, Nisha? Canada, Netherlands, Brazil, Greece, Germany, Italy.
Yes. We love y'all. Because every other day,
Pakistan.
See, I didn't even know about Pakistan.
Where else? There's more. Can't remember.
Shout out to Pakistan and everybody in the
There's
U.S.
more. Belgium. Where else? U.S. Right? The U.S. Shout out to U.S. Shout out to Facebook. Shout out to YouTube. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Everyone, just welcome to Uncut Jewels today, and we have some beautiful guests that are fashionably early.
We love it.
Yes, Miss. She said, "I'm jumping in the shower." How'd you get here? First of all, Tanisha Parker. No, not Tanisha Parker. Tanisha Smith Franks is in the building. Can we get a round of applause for Staten Island's Michelle Obama is in the building. Miss Michelle Obama is in the building. Yes. Malcolm West is in the building. Mrs. Malcolm West is in the building.
Kanye X is in the building.
Yes. They used to call my daughter. They used to call my daughter Malcolm West in high school.
I did not ask for that name. They gave it to me.
Yes. And her beautiful daughter. Introduce yourself, because I could not find your name in my phone this morning.
Okay, Janelle.
I was trying to find you. I couldn't find you.
It's okay.
Janelle, like Janelle Monáe?
Because I had to
Like
harass
Janelle
your
Monáe.
mom.
Like Janelle Monáe. She loves Janelle Monáe.
I had to harass your mom, and I really wanted to just call you.
It's okay. Janelle Monáe.
Janelle Monáe is in the building, and she's the reason we're all in the building today. Because last Friday she was like, "We should all do your podcast." Yes, mother-daughter podcast.
Oh, it's this
her
to
other
the left
daughter.
of
Introduce
us.
yourself, beautiful.
Hello.
She's in the building.
Hi.
She's shy. Oh. It's all right.
My name's Jalen.
Hi, Jalen.
Hi, Jalen.
Hi.
I met you, right, Jalen?
I don't know.
Didn't you bring Jalen when my husband first died, and we ate in Brooklyn?
We cannot tell that story.
Yeah, we're not gonna tell that story, but
I will cry.
That was 3
right
years
in this
ago.
Podcast.
Yeah,
That
that
is
was
so
3 years
somber.
ago. Yep, you brought
My
her
gosh.
when we were at the diner.
That feminine energy was so
Yeah,
strong that
yeah,
night.
yeah. Yeah, we was
Yeah.
all overly
Yeah.
just emotional.
Yeah. So you remember now.
Nope, she
Dr.
still don't
Jack-
remember.
yeah.
She doesn't have a clue.
Oh, I'll remind you, but not on the podcast.
Yeah, she's like, I don't remember. Are you facing me or you?
You.
I don't know. I'm facing you.
Oh my God, why are you facing me?
I don't know anything.
Because we live and uncut,
We're
baby.
live and uncut.
That's how she
Live and
feeling.
uncut.
I like the energy.
She said we're live and uncut.
Are you live right now?
Yeah. Peace and blessings,
You're live on your phone?
I'm
everyone.
live on.
Are you
my
on
phone.
Facebook?
Oh, she's live on
I'm
her
on Facebook,
phone.
yeah.
See, that's
So
how
can you
do
go
that.
live and tag me? Your mother was supposed to tag
Oh,
me, but
I-
of course she
I'm
did.
not
How do I
a live
tag
cat
people?
person.
Let me just see.
I'm not.
You said you were gonna
Ditto.
work this out today.
Someone
I
on
can
camera.
go
No, I don't
live,
want
but
to do
no one
that.
knows.
But I want.
All right, what about on your Instagram?
I have 100 Instagram friends.
All right, go on.
Oh, she's not
Go
the social
Facebook
media
friends.
No, I
type.
I'm
don't
really
want to.
not.
She says she's
How
not
do I
for that.
tag you?
Are you on Facebook?
Oh no.
No.
No. Okay.
It's not her doing it.
That's what I
Not
was
even
telling
a little
them. Oh, wait, cancel. I almost
Don't
ended it.
don't end your live. I'm
But
gonna
how
show
do I
you.
tag you?
I'm gonna show you how to do it.
I'm really acting like a whole damn mom right now. That was not my plan. Like,
She's
how do
the
I
queen
do
of
this?
Facebook. I don't know why she's acting like
Your
I
mom
don't
doesn't know.
It
Like, she
says,
goes live
Let me see.
everywhere she
I'm
goes.
gonna show her.
how
I'm
do I
gonna show
fucking
you.
Can
Okay.
we curse?
Uncut Jewels.
No
Yeah.
cat cursing.
how to tag someone.
Don't care.
Uncut Jewels. Jiggy Jada. Let's get into what happened the other night. Versus
Listen,
shots fired over hip
what
hop.
happened was, what had happened
Shots
was
had gotten fired over hip hop.
hip-hop and
Peace
rap
and blessings, everyone.
was broken down in the most purest, naturalist way it could be. You put some rappers on stage with some real hip hop artists. Both of them have longevity. Both of them have fans, but only one can be the bar king, reigning champ, energy, crowd control, voice control, MC, which is the difference between a rap artist, a pop artist who raps, and an MC who was actually a hip hop artiste like Jadakiss, Chic Luch, and Styles P.
Yeah.
Now, what's the dopest part about it is because, as y'all know, my name is Jiggy Jada. So a couple of years ago in Rock the Bells, I had the opportunity of meeting Kiss, also Prodigy, but that's another story. Rest in peace to him.
So break it down. Tell us how it happened. How did you where on Governor's Island when you went to Rock the Bells? Which Rock the Bells you talking about?
We went to Rock the Bells when Red and Meth was there, RZA was there, Prodigy performed.
Actually, I took you to Rock the Bells.
That's when RZA gave us the passes. We had the backstage passes.
Well, actually, shout out to your uncle Mo Better.
Yeah, he hooked us up.
Let's give a round of applause. A round of applause to my brother Mo Better, who happens to be RZA's barber and Divine's barber. So my brother cuts a few Wu-Tang members here forever. But that's how we got Rock the Bell
and
passes,
it wasn't planned
because your uncle was not taking days off. So he hit RZA,
right.
Then he hit me. He's like, go to the will call, and that's how me and you got backstage at Rock the Bells.
I really don't know. I just know that it said RZA on my shirt.
Right.
We had the sticker and we went back there.
Right. So tell him your experience. What happened?
Well, at the time, Ghost was on tour. Well, some of the members from Wu-Tang was on tour. They had Wu Block going on with D Block and Wu Block. So they were already there to perform, I guess, together and separately. So when we came backstage, I seen Kiss. You know, shout out to him. He gave us the promo for Jiggy Jada. But before that happened, I had to talk to him myself because people used to try to scare me and tell me that I couldn't use his name. But I'm like, but Jada's my name too. And there's just like, you know, you get copyright infringement, things like that, or swagger jacket somebody else's stuff. So I asked him personally, is it okay if I keep my name Jada? And I didn't even have to spit nothing for him. I guess he could tell by my persona. He looked me in my face and he said, yo, as long as you spitting fire, you can use the same name as me because Jada's can't be spitting no weak shit. We got to be spitting fire. So then he did the promo afterwards, says, shout out to Jiggy Jada, G.I. Jane, be on the lookout for her. She's straight fire, did the infamous kiss laugh and all of that. Now, besides all of that I just said, I know from him being a bar king that he's like very underrated as far as being up in the top 5 top tier, which is why he crowned himself top 5 dead or alive. However, I never had the privilege of seeing him perform like he did at the Verses. And the interesting thing about that is because both of our names is Jada, but everybody who's ever seen me perform knows that performance is my strong suit. Now, namely, I wanted to try to be like Red and Meth. They was my influence as far as how I would move the crowd. But when I seen Kiss the other day, I'm like, yo, he just did some Jada shit. Like he just went out there and just said what he said, felt what he felt, and dominated the whole room and turned everything around and turned it into a Jada show. He did what Jada's do, show up and show the fuck out. You feel me? That's what Kiss did. Kiss did what Jada's do. And I'm Jiggy Jada, but I don't kiss. You know what I'm saying? But we have that in common. We know how to move the crowd. And that's the difference between a rapper and an hip-hop artist. An hip-hop artist is an MC. They hit you with the original. Acapella, no beat, straight up voice control. I'm not out of breath. I got something to say and y'all gonna hear me. And when you from New York, it just comes out kind of aggressive. Not because we don't love you, but we artists and we passionate about our shit.
Wow.
That part.
So we really needed you to break down what's the difference between a rapper and MC. Because there's a lot of MCs and let me rephrase that. There's a lot of rappers who are not MCs.
Exactly.
And you was telling me that Jewels is an MC.
I didn't never say that. You're putting words.
Oh, because I just want to know. I just want to know.
Jewels
are you? I know your mom is
range.
familiar with hip hop, but are you familiar with the locks?
I'm not. I'm so sorry.
Or Dipset?
Okay, so she's
Sure,
not.
yeah.
So
But
So she
that's
knows
what I
Dipset.
know.
Sure,
Right.
yes.
That's what
So-
I know, that this was definitely generational.
Yeah, for
Like-
sure.
Did you watch it?
Oh my goodness. In the beginning, I was like, but I was like scrolling on Facebook and Facebook was
Move
on
over.
fire. It was
Yes, it was.
crazy. I was like,
Y'all
what
seen
the
it? Y'all
hell?
was out there.
Now I
Y'all
can
can
see
see
you.
the comments.
Now I
My
can see you.
goodness. I freaking then went on and I was like, this is the best thing that has ever. It was like,
Wasn't
Peace
it
out,
like
C.
the
Harley.
best
oh
ever?
my goodness. And you're home in your pajamas and your bathrobe,
Peace to
like
Tony
going
Terry.
nuts.
Right. That's what I said.
And I just couldn't, all I could think of is that I love us so much. Like this is so black right now. Like
Culture. The culture.
I love it. That's what I said. I said the same thing to this. I said, this is so black. Like, look what we created. I was so
yes.
I was just glad nobody got hurt.
Bathrobe. Because when he when
Tension was thick.
Oh, but I love the correspondence and the commentary because they actually said, like, towards the end, they actually said we agreed to this. Like, everyone know that we went into this knowing what we were gonna do, because when he fucking took off that bandana and threw it to the ground,
I didn't
The
see
blood stood up.
I didn't
that.
see that.
Them niggas that stood
My
up was
daughter
blood.
told me
Them
that.
niggas stood up like, wait a
he
minute, do we got a
took his
problem?
bandana
And
off
stomped
his
on
head.
it.
But wait, I just shots fired.
That shit was crazy.
But I just want to know, because coming from our era, like you said, the
Yes.
generational part of hip hop, right? Was it just me, or did you watch on YouTube or your phone?
I watched it on my phone. I don't even Instagram.
Okay. Were
And
you
you
in
could
your
see-
head saying, please nobody get shot? I
Always.
just want to know, did you say that
Always.
too?
But they.
I was like, please, nobody.
Yeah, it was like
please,
that.
nobody.
They was rushing the
Huh?
stage.
They wouldn't
It was
get off
bad.
the stage.
From
Right.
our era, we know. I was like, please, nobody get shot, please.
I felt very strongly.
They had it
It
at
was
the
at the
Barclays
garden.
Center.
Was it the garden?
Yes, it was
Wasn't
at the
it?
garden.
It was at the
Was
garden.
at the guard. Ooh.
No one had
It was
on a
supposed
mask.
to be.
That's all I could think.
Only Fat Joe.
That's what I
Fat
said.
Joe
The
put
Fat
it-
Joe was the only-
He was-
The only one with a mask on.
He was like, I have pre-existing
conditions,
conditions.
yes.
I'm not
Yes,
playing with
Fat
y'all.
Joe was the only one with his
Wait,
mask.
Fat Joe
Oh
said he
my
knew
goodness.
COVID was in there.
Yeah, the Delta strand was in there.
Oh.
Heavy.
He said, I'm high risk. I'm not.
No, he
Right,
wasn't
he
playing
said
with
that.
anyone.
No.
But I have to tell you, there was like when he did that, but I feel like they agreed. And it's like when you come to, so I felt very strongly that this was like grown men hip hop.
Mm.
They told you their performance.
Shout out to Verbal Nation. Indeed, hip hop won that night.
Yes.
Hip hop did win that night.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
hip hop,
much.
hip
Yeah.
hop.
Yeah.
We needed that. Oh my
Felt so good.
God. New York hip. Yo, when he said, could you play that again?
One more
Just the
time.
beginning when Jadakiss said, "This is New York.
Mhm.
This is the mecca of hip hop," and y'all are lip singing. Like
They didn't remember all the
I
They
know.
started doing
But
their-
they were calling them
Hold
bullies.
on,
Wasn't
hold
this
on.
hip hop to this shit? That was not bullying.
No,
New York,
no, it was bullying.
Everyone was saying the
they
Locks
don't know.
bully
No,
Dipset.
No. Mm-mm.
They don't know
That was
hip
just
hop.
real rap.
If they were disrespected, they would have came through as if they were disrespected. They knew if you come to a rap battle, you know what it is, and if you get served, you gotta eat that. It's not bullying.
Hey, Luch, hold
That's what I
on.
said. This is a
New
rap.
York, New
This
York.
is hip hop.
Everybody chill out. Can I get the mic?
Everybody relax.
Yeah, it was y'all turn.
Y'all
Let
kids
me talk.
dominated the shit.
New York, what's up, New York?
What's up, kids?
Listen, we in New York, right?
Right.
Why these niggas keep rhyming over the words?
He was tight.
Y'all could have stayed in the car and listened to Apple Music.
Yo, we know that
These
SOPs.
niggas is
nigga.
cheating.
Yo, you can't
He was real life angry. I loved it.
Everybody hold on.
Everybody
Yo,
hold
talk. Can
on.
I talk?
Talk,
Let me
talk.
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 Let me talk.
Talk.
Yo, why y'all doing what?
I
We
said
didn't
talk.
we didn't talk on your part. Shut
Talk,
up there.
Hey,
Shut up there.
I'm telling you, it was
Hey,
born
You
shit.
on our time.
No, I'm
You
not.
on our
Talk,
time.
nigga.
Let the music
That's all
talk.
you
Go in your
Talk,
corner.
nigga.
Go in your corner.
No.
We didn't
No.
violate you.
No.
You caused it
They don't know the
to
fucking words. That's
Listen,
why.
listen.
Know the
New York, they
words.
caused it
Right.
to
That's so important to be an MC. Know your words. Nobody want to hear you rap over the track. That's real hip hop 101 right
Don't know
there.
the words.
Can I tell
Yo,
you, I
Jack,
felt
let's
like-
make something happen.
Business happy.
New York.
Separate the weak from the obsolete. Let's go.
I don't know if I was more happy
Real rap.
that he dropped Who Shot Ya because it was a Biggie beat, because Biggie is so hip hop, but he's dead, or a combination of everything. I just got.
Nah.
It was at that point I knew they lost.
He
I
flexed the
felt
muscle
like
when he
his
did
sister,
that.
I was so happy for him. Like I was like, I'm
Flexed the
so
muscle.
freaking happy for you, kids. Like you did that.
Right?
I just was so
Me
happy
too.
for him.
Sleeping on
He
him.
cemented his place in everybody's top 5. No one could argue
Anymore.
Say it again.
ever again.
Ever
And
again.
so I felt like his
That's
sister.
real
I was
rap.
like, I'm so happy for you. That's how I felt.
We are giving kisses
Yeah.
roses here today.
That's how I
We
felt.
giving
Uncut
Jada
Jewels.
kisses roses
You
today.
deserve it, Jada.
Yo, peace and blessings to the Locks, to
Yeah.
Young. They got the key to the city. They got the key to the city yesterday.
They
The
deserved
Locks.
it.
Yonkers gave them the key to the city.
They deserved
But
it.
why did Jadakiss have to wait 30 years to get his flowers
People ain't
in
shit.
hip hop? I don't
People
like
ain't
that.
shit. Come on, tell the truth.
You guys
Because
have no
people
idea.
ain't
Like,
shit.
why are they excited about a rapper?
No.
They
No,
look
I love
like,
this
what the
one.
Yeah,
hell?
yeah,
This is good.
yeah.
Feel good about
Because
it.
people ain't shit. And
You
what,
voted
and
for
what
Dipset?
he being part of the whole
Yeah,
company
she
and all
voted
of
for
that,
Dipset.
yeah.
Did they
You
sing
was?
some of your favorite songs or no?
Well, from my generation, absolutely.
What's your
All the
favorite
songs-
Dipset song?
Oh, I can't name them.
Don't put it on.
I'm
You ain't
so
no
sorry.
real Dipset fan,
Yeah.
son.
Sorry.
How it go? Hey, ma, what's up?
Sure, right, but songs like that's what I like. If I think about like
High
that's what I know,
school.
right?
Yeah.
Think about high school, like we weren't listening to that. I'm 26, like we weren't.
True.
Yes, Rob, you
26-year-old girl,
100%
like, we weren't
right.
listening to that, but like
Every
we were in the
word.
car, and then we're like, "Hey, ma, what's up?" Okay, yeah, but yes,
Yo,
that's
in
all
my
I got.
locker
We can
room-
get it on the
Right,
night.
that's
Yes.
all I
Hold
got.
up.
That's
Oh
all I
boy,
in
got.
my locker room,
Dipset could
In
never.
McKee, we were listening to Suck It or Not. I'm just saying.
What?
The
No,
girls loved that
sure.
song. The little
Well,
girls loved that song when I was.
yeah.
I swear to God, everything I love.
Yeah.
That was the girls that made that song pop, and not even the dudes.
When
Because
you
Wayne was
graduate,
on it.
Jada, what's your I think that's important for the
Hmm?
conversation. Like what is where are we
Oh,
in,
sure.
in our hip hop? Like where
In
do
the
we come
hip-hop
in?
world?
Yeah, so what's your class of what? High school?
09.
Okay.
I graduated in 09.
Right.
So-
That was my freshman year of high school. Was 09.
Yeah.
Really?
I was
That's when you just got in?
2013. Sis is
Okay,
a
so that was a
junior,
little
right.
before you.
Mm-hmm.
I was 4.
It's just like I wasn't even in there yet.
Yeah.
So cute. You're so cute.
I love it.
But overall, the difference
Right.
is
There was definitely a generational. This
Rapping
was our time.
and performing.
Yeah.
Their definition of rapping as rappers and hip hop artists, the way they perform is different. Because a hip hop artist doesn't need a beat, doesn't really. It's a difference. Like a commercial artist would do what they're told to do versus like a raw, from the grain, cultured hip hop artist like Jadakiss, like himself. He may do that, but he may not. He may do what he wants to do. Or like a Red and the Meth, that type of performer who will jump in the crowd and do things that anybody
Well,
else
Jim
won't
Jones
do.
fell in the crowd.
He
But
said he
that an
tried to jump in
accident?
the crowd.
Oh,
He said
it wasn't
that
an
though.
accident. I don't know.
Well,
There
the
was
people
so
ran it
much
back and they
going
were like,
on.
"We fell."
He fell.
He was at,
They ran it back.
You
They were
fell.
like, "We saw
You,
it."
you
It was an
fell,
accident
and
thing.
Cameron
Yes.
kicked Styles P.
Oh.
He kicked him on purpose.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
You gonna do that to them?
Cameron
Can't
kicked
do that. Listen, whatever.
Cameron
King
kicked
of
Styles.
Just Your Crown. It was a win for New York. We
Yeah,
can't just
yeah,
kick
yeah.
him while he down, son. We can't kick him while he fell.
Jimmy fell in the crowd.
Come on,
I think they were supposed to catch him. I don't know, but he took a dip.
When I
That's
think
messed
about
up.
hip hop, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. It was everything. And I remember waking up that I was like, we were still talking about it. And I was like, I didn't know I needed that.
Mm.
Me neither.
I felt so freaking full.
Break that
I was
down.
like, who
You
knew?
felt full, like you just ate some food.
I felt like it was
Full.
when Biggie's first album came out.
Yes.
Like it was like, oh my God, like in that era of hip hop for us, like Biggie album, Snoop's album, we had fullness in music from our dopest artists.
Yeah.
And then hip hop just went left and south and
It's not
trap
hip
and
hop. That's why we breaking it down on Uncut Jewels.
yeah.
That is
But they
actual
were calling it
alternative.
trap music. T.I.
It's pop,
started
though.
trap music.
It's pop though. It's pop.
But
The
I would
trap became popular.
put T.I. got bars. So I would put T.I. in the category with the hip hop and MCs.
He's an alternative hip hop artist.
Yeah, T.I. got bars.
Because he can be commercial and he can be an actual hip hop artist.
right.
But
right.
hip hop, trap, those realms became popular pop. So the industry regulated.
Well, you know,
pushed that,
Jada been writing
made
since
it
she was
commercial.
3. So
They made it that
she's
way.
just waiting for her one person away. That golden opportunity.
I ain't even gonna lie. You know, I pushed a lot of them away. But
Yeah.
right now,
Wait, let me
because
just say
did
on
what
the
he
air that
did,
what everyone doesn't know. Jada is a Jada.
Okay.
break that down.
I just want to
I
say
really
that.
am Jada.
No,
But he's
Jada,
really Jada
Jada is
too.
a Jada. Like Jadakiss. I'm talking about a real MC, artist, stage presence.
That's a fact.
Can perform. Not like one of those artists that they get up there like Biggie and Nas. Very boring to go see in concert. Very great artist, great music, but boring. When you go see Busta's, like you was up there with Busta,
Right.
you know? So the performance matters. As MCs, performance matters. So I'm saying that my daughter is a Jada because she can do all those things. She can write in any genre, whether it's music, books, whatever. She can
And if you see me
sing.
perform for some
Her
reason,
performances are
I always
retarded.
take my clothes off.
Her performances
I
are
don't know
retarded.
why.
She jumps off the stage as well.
I take my clothes off when I'm
Yes,
performing.
she's a performer.
Let me just
she's
say,
a performer.
when I do that,
She's
I black
underrated.
out. I
Staten
black
Island's
out.
most underrated.
Is it because you're hot or like?
Yo.
what is it? Like I'm not-
I don't know.
Because you're
I
hot.
don't know. She pointed it out to me. Like I was starting with a whole outfit.
She
that's
thinks
supposed to
she
wear for
Tina
that
Turner
event.
on one of them.
I take it off.
She get on the stage.
I
she gets
start wilding out, bro. I start wilding out. I don't know what happens. I got my bra on. I don't know what happened. How
I don't
I'm sweating
know.
profusely. I might jump off the stage. I'm
Kim
bad
Rex
at
in the
that.
building.
Not talking to the people in the back. I talk to them for 2 seconds, and then I'm in the crowd like this, and people face like, "Son, what up?" I'm rapping to you like this, like I'm talking to you now. And she taught me,
Just
like
like Jadakiss
keep
was
your
the other
clothes
night.
on. Keep your clothes on.
Yeah.
Stop jumping off the stage. People can't see you in the back. The camera can't
Let me
see
tell you what separates her from
It's
the rest.
energy.
Because
It's so much energy.
when it comes to freestyling,
When I feel
not
it, I
a
feel
problem. Ghostwriting, not a problem. Any beat, not a problem. In the studio, yo, 2 take Jada. 2 takes.
when
Not
I
a
went to the studio
problem.
recently,
Right to this song, not
They
a
said
problem. Like I'm
They
not
said
bragging. It's just like
no, it's true.
what
Brag.
Jadakiss did the other night.
True.
There's a lot of people got hip hop twisted. Like he really took the world to school. 650,000 people that was watching Versus had the opportunity to really see, like, listen, this
It's hip hop, son.
is hip hop.
Right.
Not that other junk y'all be listening
Not
to.
rap.
This
Hip hop.
is hip hop.
Yeah. That's what
This
hip hop
is what
does.
an
It makes you
MC
feel
is.
like that.
Felt like I was watching KRS-One.
100.
This is what an MC is. And it didn't take away from the locks, but he been one of the top 5 dead or alive.
Mhm.
Now he's like my top 2.
Right.
Who's your
I'm
one?
sorry.
Who's your one?
Big was my one.
But then Biggie
But Biggie ain't here no
Rest in
more.
peace
So
to Big.
now you're number 1.
He was there forever too.
Okay, you and Jadakiss. It's Jada and Jada.
Aww.
And then Castro.
Castro's up there.
Yes, my cousin Castro. Another.
He's on Instagram.
He's on
going
his
crazy.
way. He's on his way in. The Jadakiss turned the 360 clock back around, and now 90s hip hop will be back.
I thought they said it was too 90s, too vintage.
No.
That's what they said about me.
No,
but
but it
it's
showed
actually
the
just
world how
hip-hop.
much we missed it. We
It's
needed
just
that.
hip-hop, right.
Like we needed
Right.
that for us. So
That's
many
what New
people
York's
were
supposed
so
to
happy.
sound like, son.
I have to say that like it landed for us, but then I think the conversation that we're having, like you're 09, she's 2013, she's still in high school, they would argue with you. And that happens in every generation. Music,
Yes.
everything, like rock
Yes.
and roll. What is this
Mm.
stuff you're listening to? And so I think about the Festival for Unity that we had, where we had amazing artists. We weren't excited really about it because
Right.
it was so. It's this conversation. It's like a real conversation about where, because hip hop is very new. Honestly, it's new. It's birth in, our generation birthed hip hop. I'm pointing to myself
Yes.
and your mom.
Yes.
We are the birth of hip hop. I'm probably actually young,
Mhm.
so I have brothers who are 8 years and 6 years older than me. Their generation, like they're really where hip hop was born. That's very young.
Right.
And so I think that we are just entering into this layer where we're actually losing Biz and
Yes.
looking
Rest in
at
peace, Biz
all of
Markie.
the male rappers. I'm being specific in my language.
Talk about it.
The male rappers that aren't making it to 60. And so the
Yeah.
conversation is like, is it the male rappers that aren't making it to 60, or are Black men not making it to 60?
Well, let me get a round
And
of
so-
applause for that.
That was
For
a
that
jewel,
jewel right there.
Right? And so because this
Yes.
is our culture and we have a magnifying glass from the people
Salute
that
Ken
we
Rex. You know the
love
isms,
so
man.
much, it's like they're
I
not
ain't
making
lying
it
to
to
'em.
60. There's no longevity in here. And like, how did you take care of yourself? And what did
Yeah.
all of this stuff do? But there's now layers to it. And
Mhm.
so I think I hope that her generation, again, I'm saying, like the mid-20s,
Mhm.
came to this battle and respected it. But I don't know what it would look like. Like if we had whoever their artist would be, like, would we be as excited if
I mean, they've done them. I think it's mostly about like what each generation values and the politics of the time. Like people didn't like rock and roll because of the 50s or whatever, like the traditional values, and people didn't like rap and the crack. Like, what are you talking about in the music? What's important to you during the time? Like, you know what I mean? Like the young kids or people in my generation in their early mid 20s, even like, you know, in their teens or in their early 30s, like what is important to you? You talking about like what's real hip hop, lyricism, and your the story and the bars, and like that was important during the time because it was created during that time. But like now kids want to hear about the beats. It's more about producers. And
I noticed.
You know what I mean? Like it's about the flows are kind of pretty bad too, but like it's more about the vibe.
But their energy.
We're here for the vibes.
Yes.
We're here for the energy. We're here for the producers. Like
they're better
you know what I
performers than rappers, most of them.
Right. And
but that's a
what's
part of
important
hip hop
to them.
also.
Exactly.
Performing.
So the definition of, you know, and then so what is hip hop? What is rap? What is pop? And that's what the conversation was about. And like,
I like what you guys said, because that just shows me another perspective that is actually elevating and metamorphing.
Yeah.
That hip hop, because it's in the baby stage, that's what you mean by like we're in the middle. So okay, so shout out to the young ones that's out there doing their thing, and we gotta remember sometimes people don't always like what you do, and hip hop probably wouldn't have lasted this long if a lot of people were not listening to their parents. Like Will Smith said, parents just they don't understand. It's still playing their music. Or shout out to the white kids that was hiding in their parents' bathroom listening to that Uncle Luke album before it was legal. You couldn't say the B word. Hip hop is political.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So now I gotta talk to you because you're quiet. What do you listen to? What's in your playlist right now?
Music. Okay, I don't listen to like rap music, like I just don't listen to rap music like that.
That's fine.
Like current rap music, like I don't listen to the baby. I know the songs that I know are just stuff that, you know, just play everywhere. But if someone who's like, who's your favorite rapper right now? I'd be like,
no favorites.
Drake.
That's cool.
But like older Drake, like
older Drake, like Sooner Than Later Drake.
She listens to Kanye.
You listen to Kanye.
Wow. Little bit.
Okay. So she's picky. She's picky. She's lit then.
Oh, yeah, I have a playlist. It's
she's woke. I can tell she's woke.
You lit. You listening to Kanye?
My playlist is literally called When Rap Was Good. And
wow.
I know.
Send me your playlist.
You get an applause for that.
Send me your playlist. When rap was good.
That's what's up.
Because like when I talk to other people who like do listen to like more current music, and they're like they like know all the words, and I'm like,
how?
Like is it really that good though? Because they're like, yeah, like.
Do you ever put them onto what you listen to when they do that? Like, wait, check this out. Since I gotta listen to what you listen to, how about this? Do they look at you crazy sometimes?
No, because I think where I'm at with music, like the music that I listen to, the rap that I listen to, is like very base level, like scratching the surface, and like not like I'm not like deep into it yet. And I think that like even like because sometimes I'm just like, okay, I don't know this song, but I'm gonna put it on my playlist because I need to listen to it a couple times for me to like the song, to understand the song, to like, you know what I mean. So the more that I'm like listening to this type of music, the deeper that I go into it. So like I don't like put people on because I don't want them to be like, Jalen, like I know the song, like it's all right, but like it's not something that I listen to all the time.
So it's
like,
really for your personal.
Yeah.
Your personal. Okay, I get it. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Your daughters is dope.
Thank you. I bought the both for them.
I'm learning. So, okay. You heard what she just said, Kim Rax? If you still want to check in, Kim Rax, this producer I know, great guy, says the culture is shifting. We're going to push the New York, the real New York for real this time.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that? So now we have like, we're really like 5 different perspectives. So being from New York, and you said what you said about hip hop, and you said what you said about the artists you like, and then you said what you said. What is that narrative now? What would actually be pushing the real New York this time? What is real New York? Is real New York like the New York that we know it, that I know it, I'm saying, or from your generation, her middle generation, or her upcoming generation? Like what's New York music sound like for real? What does it really sound like, Flex?
I think New York, we're from New York, number one. Number two, we're from the era of, we had really great hip hop in the 80s. And when did this start? Like 70s? in the 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
We had good hip hop from
Day
Stetson
one.
Sonic from when it started all the way until 2000, maybe a little after G Unit, it started phasing into like trap something else. So we had a really good, run of what we call, like for me, I was still in love with the Rakim and the KRS-One. I was fine with hip hop being that way. I was fine with them making sense and conscious music. Like I was fine with, you could throw on Big Daddy Kane, or you just didn't hear stuff that had no substance. So music with substance, one, hip hop, two, delivery, presence, everything Jada Kiss did the other, not everything, because everybody's not like Jada, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like,
But that's not the answer, man.
but to me, that's my answer. So what is
You went
hip
to the
hop?
past.
No,
said,
I
what would
went
New
to the
York
past,
sound
present,
like?
and future.
Now
The future
right
is
now.
trash.
Well,
The
are you-
past,
like,
that's not a
are you
fair
listening-
answer.
are you listening-
Look, she's not trying to.
Like, are you familiar
I'm
with-
just saying,
Are
like,
you listening to New York artists now in terms of like hip hop and R&B, like New York rappers and
you know what? I don't have a problem with different types of beats and music and things like that. I have an issue with songs that make no sense.
They don't make
Like,
sense
what
to
are you? No, but like, what are you talking about? We were rapping about this cup.
Right.
Like,
If
what
you-
are we talking about?
She
Trigger,
said,
trigger,
wait,
trigger,
they
trigger,
do be
trigger,
rapping
trigger,
about their
trigger.
cups.
There are. I mean,
Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. Like,
Hey.
what is that, bro? What is that? Like, what? Like,
That's their new
what,
language.
what is strip club music? Okay, strip club music. I'm not hating on anybody. I'm just saying we from the era what Jadakiss did the other night. That's the era I'm from. That's what a rapper is. That's what an MC is to me.
But where's it going? Where we?
That
headed?
is an MC. What these other people are doing are making tracks, and that's it.
They're just saying.
And I don't have a problem with them
I
making
think-
tracks.
Yeah, what
I'm
did you
just
I
saying.
think this goes
Don't
back
call
into the
yourself an MC.
conversation.
This is a battle of the generations on hip hop.
It's
Go.
not- it's not a battle.
Happened. We
And
didn't
I-
know this was gonna
This
happen.
is a
We
debate.
didn't.
This is
I'm
good.
trying to wait for Nicole so we could get into some
is
mothers
good.
of senseless killings.
So I don't think it's a battle, but I think
And
it
she
just
texted me
speaks to
long
what my
ago,
mom
and I know
said.
she's in traffic.
Oh.
Yeah, she was in Jersey. So I think it speaks to what she said about it's generational, right? So you're like, they're not making sense, or they're not, but like it makes sense. Like I mean, it doesn't. It's a little mumbly,
okay, like,
but it
I
does
mean-
make sense. We know what they're talking about, like, but so you're used to the content being a specific content, and so it pulled away from because they're not. I mean, people still trapping, selling drugs, scamming, whatever.
Mhm.
Like it's hard. Like
Scamming is like a
the
whole
scamming
thing.
is just a whole thing.
Like for us,
you
it's
know
like
what
what?
And what is scamming? Like,
Scamming.
what is that?
Don't say too much now, but just
Back
give
in
us.
those-
I won't. I
Wait,
know.
right.
Oh, I know.
Just
That's-
be careful.
Oh wait, y'all be okay.
I'm
Okay.
not gonna mess up anyways.
But the thing about it is hip hop, whatever is
Y'all
happening.
scamming. We was
Whatever's
robbing,
happening
son.
in the
I'm from the
streets.
robbing era, son.
All
Everybody
right.
teach us how to get it from the white people,
You
son.
still young enough for there's still scammers in
They
your
be, yo, I remember I was
Y'all
laughing
the
with Central
same
Booking
age
with
as
her. She
well.
was like 18, talking about she's a scammer. And then I found out then that this is a young kid sport
People are
now.
still doing B&Es. It's not people still
What?
rob people.
What is beanies?
Yeah, what is it?
I don't want to know.
Breaking
I don't want to know
What
any
is
of
that?
this.
Breaking and
What's
entering.
the breaking and
Wow.
entering? Look at the kids.
You
Wait,
need to not talk
breaking
no more.
and entering.
Yeah, zipper.
What's the
So
acronym again?
She, right, she has an
What's it
acronym
called?
for it. Oh, oh my
Wait,
God.
what did she say?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Excuse the hell out of us.
I can't talk right now. I have.
Wow, you guys
Wait.
bringing it today.
Wait,
Can I
what's
just say-
beaning?
Nah, I don't answer no more.
B&E,
Don't
it's a break
say
and
She
it.
said it already.
They
Come on.
already said zip it.
Where'd
No,
you- I
we
bought
don't
it. I'll
know.
tell you later.
We
I
had
bought it.
stick up kids. We had
Right, thank you,
stick up kids.
Tanisha.
But wait, you.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, you can't get robbed
Street
anymore.
talk.
You don't carry cash.
Mm.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Swipe or
Everybody
no
has an
swiping.
iPhone. You're
We
gonna
can't
take
get
my
robbed
iPhone, you
anymore.
can't even
It's
get
swipe
into
or no
it.
swiping.
Right. Like your
But-
mom said, we're from the era where we
Yeah.
had stick up kids.
Oh, that's
Right,
like-
terrible.
right.
Why is hip hop and that's
Look, she's
more
mad.
of
She
the
wanna say
common?
something.
Yes. What?
She want
But
to get a
that's
word
what
of
I'm
edgewise.
saying. We're not like what was the content of the music that they were making in the 80s and 90s?
Why? Listen.
I'll let
Biggie
your mom
Smalls.
answer that.
So what is
Can
the
I
content?
say this?
Give
Is
me
it
the
still
loop.
relevant?
Give her a sample.
My boy If left a tech in the 9 at the
Give
crib.
her a sample,
Turned
Jada.
himself
Just
in,
play.
he had to do
Just
a
play
bid.
7 seconds.
That's the shit we was listening to.
Just play 7 seconds.
What? What are you talking about?
Play Raw. 7 seconds.
Raw what?
Big Daddy Kane.
He's a song.
RAW.
Why?
Because I just wanted her to hear it. Just 7
No,
seconds.
I'm asking you
She
guys.
listens to
She said, "Why don't you recite it?"
Well, this was so.
She
This is
just asked me to recite it.
Because I'm trying.
I get Raw. RAW.
It's
Terrorist.
messed up.
Here to
Hold
bring
on,
trouble
like,
to
hold
phony
on.
MCs.
I will say this: hip hop
Let's see.
in any generation since its inception is a reflection of what's going on in our communities and our lives.
Indeed.
Right.
Raw.
I'm coming.
This is Raw.
I'm coming.
She said, "Okay, I'm listening. Impress me."
Here we go.
Here I am. RAW. Terrorist. Here to bring trouble to
Big Daddy
phony
Kane.
MCs.
I move on and seize.
Right.
Conquer,
And this is what year Jada would say? 81?
1988.
The year my father got killed. That's when hip-hop became my father.
Because I ain't the one. I believe rappers just like Tylenol, and they know.
We having a real rap episode of Uncut Jewels.
Until the president, Miss Myers, gets here. Like sushi. Raw like
sushi. The stage of rage is what rap did to me to make me want to create.
This debate was inspired by Versus, Locks, and Dipset.
I'll make a muscle, grab the mic and hustle while you stand dazed and amazed.
Who makes better music, people?
Is
it the young ones? Is it the ones in between? Is it the future? Is it the past?
The rhymes I use definitely amuse.
Let us know in the comments.
Dynasty or Hill Street Blues. I'm sure to score and door for more without a floor. Cause I get raw.
Are you on Facebook? Well, yeah, they're gonna hear it. When I sing you the what's the name? They're gonna hear it. But on Facebook they can hear it. Are you on my page or yours?
From that to this.
Oh,
Music changed so
whose
much.
is this? Yours?
So we're doing a little debate from the old to the new people. So now we went from Big Daddy Kane
You got to.
to Lil Baby. I mean,
That's the trap song.
it's metaphor.
Like
Hip hop is definitely metaphor.
I
Actually like this song. I actually like this song.
Jada, how you gonna put this on?
Because we went from old to new. While y'all was talking and going off topic, I had to keep the people going.
Come and pick me up. I go pee on myself, and I don't really give a fuck.
Yo, not go pee on yourself.
Emotions in that song. He said some real shit.
Well, yeah, little
Yeah.
baby's coming
Look
up.
like my-
Well, stick
my
up for
elbows
your
are ashy.
genre.
Talk about it.
I'm
Talk
not
about it.
because I'm really more into
Hi,
like,
Celestine Cox.
I'm a more
Celestine, you have not called me yet. I see you all the time on Uncut Jewels. I have not seen you yet. Celestine, Celestine,
Hello,
I have not
we're-
seen you.
We're here.
Friends of the show.
How rude. Y'all were talking. I was saying.
ahead.
I was
No,
talking
she's
to
talking
you.
Yeah,
I'm
because
sorry.
you're over here-
I'm trying to
I
keep
didn't.
you on topic.
Listen. You know what? I shouldn't have judged.
But
The
did
beat.
you listen? I know you're.
Once I heard the beat, I didn't want to hear nothing about this. I
that's
didn't hear
part of the
nothing he
music-
said.
That's part of the new music is because the beat and the like that is the emphasis. Of
So
the
what happened to
song.
him? He was.
You gotta listen.
He was going
He's
through a lot.
emotionally scarred. That
About
means
what
everything.
happened?
Well, you didn't listen. If you would have listened,
That's the baby.
the
No,
Lil
that's
Baby.
Lil Baby.
He's
Wait, hold on. There's a baby and a little baby.
See,
The
that's
baby,
not
yeah.
right. 'Cause
The
there's-
It's a Sada
there's
baby.
Ice-T and Ice Cube.
And Ice Cube. Yeah.
Wait. Oh, and I was
She's
never.
right.
Oh, she shooting
Yeah, yeah.
shots.
Ah,
It's getting really Uncut Jewels out here. Uncut Jewels is getting
Don't
real.
do that.
Feel that?
Don't do that.
Hold on. There's Ice-T and Ice.
Because in any generation, there are conscious rappers.
That was a dope
there
rebuttal.
are rappers that make party music in
Absolutely.
every generation. So
Absolutely.
there are people that are really saying really important stuff. Are they underground? Are they not getting played on the radio? Sure.
That's a
It
whole
exists.
nother
It
conversation.
exists.
Yes. Why we can't get anything positive played on the radio and what was happening. Like, and if we go back to the fact that there was a time period, we were just talking about this last night, where, you know, Public Enemy basically was banned for all intents purposes. They were banned. The things that they were saying, this was like educational. KRS-One. If people don't even understand KRS-One's catalog, this man has stupid amount of music, but it's like we don't hear anything about it.
You want to play a KRS
really
track?
want? Yeah. Oh, please do. We must learn or some shit like These kids don't have
Oh,
any
getting the
idea.
knowledge, E, man. I'm trying to get paid.
So you're a philosopher? Yes.
Well, how are we gonna forget about the God?
I
right
think
there?
very deeply.
I think very deeply.
We on KR too?
Yeah.
Listen, we're doing lessons and we're bridging the gap from old to new
Yeah.
hip hop with differentiations
Yeah.
of mind frames
You
on
didn't
the
know that this
subject.
was what was gonna happen. This is another daughter conversation. You don't
This is
always.
real. This is
yeah.
real.
I love the fact that
You love
you
that
know
for us?
all the stuff I don't know about. She's like, he was very sad.
Yeah.
Hip hop in the
Look at
building.
you.
Yeah.
They say things. They do.
Yeah. I didn't. You know how I stumbled across those guys. I stumbled
None new
across.
under the sun. They started it and then they reiterated it. They started the old school shit.
a master plan.
Everything they doing, we already started it. Right, man?
They
Tell
gonna
them.
work with you.
Tell them, man. Tell them. Tell them, Doc.
They go with you. She over here Harlem shaking. Jadakiss said, Yonkers don't Harlem shake.
I was not Harlem shaking.
You're a
What was this?
philosopher?
Here we go.
That was
That's
old
old school.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
Oh wait, let me go
Mama,
Uncut
I don't
Jewels
think my baby
Instagram.
has ever heard this. Listen to this.
I think very deeply.
This is
Very
intellectual
deeply.
I
rap.
think very deeply.
Pay her
Not the
upfront.
commercial
I
stuff.
think very
his face.
deeply.
I think very deeply.
Shout out to KRS-One. Favorite Uncut Jewels. We are dropping jewels on hip hop, old and new. Let's go.
Let us begin. What, where, why, or when will all be explained like instructions to a game. See, I'm not insane. In fact, I'm kind of rational.
Be
When
crazy.
I'm asking you who is more dramatic, this one or that one, the white one or the black one. Black the punk, and I'll jump up to attack one.
Mark Zuckerberg, don't hate on us.
The gotta lead a crew right up to your face and
And dish you.
Hey, let's go.
holding a pistol, something far from a lover.
We do it old and new.
Brother, SCOTT. I just laugh, 'cause no one can defeat me.
Scholar Rock got killed.
Lecture number
Yeah.
2, my philosophy. Number 1,
Okay, Ken Rack.
you know it's me. You know it's me.
Shoulda just came up, Ken Rack.
Come up, Ken Rack. We got an hour left.
I don't burn, so please stop burning and learn to earn respect. Cause that's just what KR collects. See, what do you expect when you rhyme like a soft punk?
Well,
You
I'm trying
walk
to
down the
think
street
the full,
and get
but
jumped. You gotta have style and learn to be original. And everybody's gonna wanna diss you. Like me, we stood up for the South Bronx, and every sucker MC had a response.
I don't
You
know.
think
You
we
never-
care? I know that they are on the tip. My posse from the Bronx is Bronx, and we're real life. We roll correctly. A lot of suckers willing to forget me, but they can't.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Biz Markie. Shout out Roxanne Shante. Hey. See, back then we didn't need a beat. We could have had somebody beatboxing, acapella. I mean, that's what made it so beautiful. Hip hop was made from nothing to something.
I'm Shantae and the rhymes
Let's
today.
go.
This
Hey.
rap so fresh till I get out
Shantae
of
so dope.
This
She
is
only had
something
one
that we do
album.
have
Can you
to do.
believe all this
And
time?
this is a team that
She
I'm
put that one album out.
I'm Shantae, he's Biz Markie. We rap so fresh that
You
you think
unbothered,
it's
boo?
sweet. 3 of us who rap together.
You unbothered, babe?
My name is Shantae, and yes, I'm not crazy. And you
unbothered.
can tell by
Make the music
sound
with
of
your
my
mouth,
voice
Biz.
that I rock, that
Make the
I
music
am
with
the
your
best.
mouth,
Higher
Biz.
than the
Rest in
rest.
peace, Biz
Hey,
Markie.
hey, Brandy.
Hey,
Brandy.
I just knew I was cute. Bumped into Busy, had a feet
Go on my
up.
YouTube
I said,
right
yo,
now and
Biz
catch us,
Markie, what you
Dr.
wanna
Jacqueline
do?
Wilson. See the live
I'm
stream.
chilling, yes, you know. When I
Subscribe to my
started
YouTube,
going
guys,
on
and you'll be able to
so I
hear
could
what
get
we're
loose.
listening to.
Matter of fact, it was my black dudes.
Dr.
Just
Jacqueline Wilson,
outside, everyone was
DrJacqueLyn
Don't
Wilson
you want it? They looked
on
at me.
YouTube.
They thought it was funny. And out of my pocket came a man of money.
Hey, Brandy. Hey, Princess. Hey, Princess. Do the cabbage patch. Hey. Shout out to Roxanne Shante. Shout out to my girl Roxanne. I'm gonna tag you in this later, boo. Hey. Real hip hop. I mean,
And we laugh.
welcome to the Uncut Jewels versus Hot 97 show.
Oh, go Biz! Go Biz! Make the music with your mouth, Biz! Let's go!
Rest in peace to Biz Markie. See, this is how I used to rock a party back in the day, right? So, I mean, I guess it's only fair we play something from New School too. Then we gonna end it there. Play Baby Girl song.
Chilling all the time while other MCs fight.
So she can stop being unbothered.
Can never be defeated.
You want to hear your monkey knee going? You want to hear your baby, your monkey knee going?
No, I don't. I don't know.
You
I
can
like
break your
that.
baby, your
I
monkey
like
knee
that. Oh,
going.
baby. Is definitely not my favorite rapper.
Who's your favorite rapper?
Drake. Say it. Just say it.
Okay, he's my
Drake's one of my favorite
artists.
Okay.
Because I think.
Oh, she's thinking she's going in her bag now.
Get in your bag. Get in your bag.
You said we didn't listen to this.
You like Aubrey?
I'm just saying, listen to what he's saying. Like,
Listen to what he's saying, man. Come on, doctor.
You like Aubrey?
Bars. Okay.
Okay, who is this? Little baby?
This is Lil Baby, emotionally.
Show me what he looks like.
You know what he? Oh, don't do that.
Don't
No, because I don't know who this kid is.
Come on. I don't know what he looks like, but Ken,
You got dreads now. Wait, that's your dance? Yo, shout out to the new generation. Wow. I know this song. I ain't gonna say nothing.
How'd you find
I mean, you got a request? You want to hop up in this? It's getting thick. Are you listening to it?
how'd you find this guy?
Say it to you.
He's very popular. And that's the conversation. Listen, I remember when my mother.
They said Drake is dope. Shout out to Kid Rock. He said Drake is dope. He agrees.
I'm more of a Kendrick, J. Cole kind of girl in terms of like a rapper or like even old Kanye, but.
I'm listening to you. I turned them mics down.
Yeah. I mean, they say things.
They say things. So you know what?
I mean, there's mumble rap, and the mumble rap reflects with the rumble rap.
You know what they're not talking about
they're
either.
Doing drugs.
That one song by Little Baby that surprised me when he was talking about the injustice on black men in America.
Sure. Yes. What's that song called? That's a great song. Right.
That is a great song.
It came out in the end of
that is a great song.
Probably late 20s, early 30s.
Okay, so
he's in
he's
his late
a
20s.
deep artist. Where's he from?
The South.
What about Lil Boozy? Because ain't nothing little about Boozy. He look like a grown ass man. So why they call him little?
Lil Boozy is like the South's Jadakiss. You can't go.
Why they put little in front of him?
I don't know why the South like Lil.
At one point,
He got like 17 kids, right? He got like 17 kids, right?
Badass.
Boozy got like 17 kids.
Probably got like 1920.
He's very inappropriate. I don't like him.
He looks like he's about.
Boosie's raunchy, very raunchy.
He's very raunchy, and he's a little homophobic.
There's bad.
Let's get to that.
Right?
How you feel about the baby? He was defending the baby. Remember the baby's comments. We can talk freely on this. Okay. Oh, you got something to say?
I think Jalen is ready.
The baby's comments.
Let's talk about the baby.
Let's talk about the baby.
I mean,
are they overreacting?
So this is the thing. You give people a platform, right? You're giving this person who has millions and millions of followers, a black man who has his very specific views, and he's performing on a stage. And actually, was it Rolling Loud? That was that?
Yep.
Yes.
There are hundreds of thousands of people there of all demographics, like very diverse.
Sis, you might get
young
canceled
and
for this.
old.
I just want you to think about what you're gonna say.
Oh no,
Just
young and old. I'm just saying. You're giving an uneducated
opinion
person.
Yes.
Regardless of who.
Okay, she said not opinion. Hold the phone. Not opinion.
I say unpolished.
Hey yo, what the
ignorant and uneducated. So I think
This is
people
uncut.
take the term ignorant as offensive, but by definition, ignorant just means uneducated.
Yeah.
But people take it offensively, and I think.
Well, I think black people did that. They put a spin on it. You ignorant mother.
Yeah. Right, but he just is not educated, and he grew up in a specific way. But his comments were extremely hateful, homophobic, and.
Well, what did he say?
He basically, so he was on the stage, right? So this is
okay, yes.
Find the clip.
No, don't play the clip.
Don't play the clip.
But tell me what the clip said.
Go ahead, tell her.
Let go of the clip.
Yeah. Can we find the clip?
Release the clip.
He basically goes, shout out to all the people that don't have AIDS, HIV/AIDS. Shout out to all the men that are not, sucking dick in the parking lot somewhere. Shout out to all the women that have. And he just like rambling on stage. And then he goes on Instagram and defends himself. And but you're giving.
Oh, they shut down his Instagram, right?
You're giving this man a platform.
They shut down everything, pulled him out of all of these shows he had coming up, took away endorsements. He lost a lot of bad.
Oh, the LGBT police came after him?
He even said sorry, and they still won't give him back.
The thing
PR
about it is like
you gotta know who you work for, bro.
When you interrogate,
you ain't supposed to say that shit. Even Chris Brown said, "Yo, do your performance, get off the stage." That's it. Even Chris Brown said
all of the derogatory things that are said about black women, all of the violence that is promoted, and
they let that slide.
And I'm a friend of the community
Right.
I'm a friend
Don't
of the
walk off
community.
now.
Everybody in my house. Okay, I won't say anymore, but I'm a friend of the community. I have no problem with let's hold people accountable for what they're saying about the LGBTQ plus community. But what about Black women?
Yeah.
What about Black men? If we're talking about violence against each other and that's okay, how do you cancel somebody for, like, in my opinion, a lot of the things that are said are inappropriate. So how do we
agree.
take a stand? Like what the
I
hell?
agree.
And I think
So how
what
do
he
you
said
pick and
was
choose what's inappropriate?
Right. I think what he said was extraordinarily inappropriate. But if you calling a Black woman a bitch and a hoe every other minute, to me,
that's inappropriate.
That's inappropriate.
Yes.
So like, where do we?
And they singling us out. They talking about Black women. You Black bitch. You this. You that. You that. So why are they so sensitive when it comes to?
I don't even get into the why it's so sensitive. I'm saying, why was this the straw that broke the fucking camel's back?
Get it?
That's my question.
Why is this the straw?
Why can you talk about like violence against my daughter and that's fine? But then when we have a conversation about this, like, I think that what he said was inappropriate. I don't like it, but I don't like some of the other stuff that is said either. So like, why aren't we having a conversation about all of it?
Right.
So then that, to me, that means that you think that that other shit is okay.
Right.
Right?
Right. Well, you raising eyebrows with that, Miss Franks?
Well, that's why.
Because
the baby's talking.
The baby.
The real
Go ahead,
baby.
the real baby. Go ahead, the baby.
Go ahead, the baby. Go ahead.
That's why, because lines like that aren't drawn for certain things, that there's like, I don't even know how to explain it. There's like such like a negative thing around only certain things while other things are normalized. And that's why people are like, oh, you can't be mad about that if you're not going to be mad about this. And it's like, how about we be mad about all of it?
Right. And so
none of it's okay. Like,
hello.
So I think that is comparable to the conversation that's had when we march for Black Lives Matter and then a Hispanic kid dies or an Asian kid dies. And then the Asian community and the Hispanic community is like, well, where's the protest? Like, get on up.
Protest,
Let's
let's go.
So like, we are comfortable with Black men saying these derogatory things about Black women, but the LGBT community is not. So they stood up for themselves. And that's why he's getting canceled for that. So we as a community have to Black women, what's up?
So that's the conversation. The conversation is, so you have a community that has agency and who's saying that we were not going to tolerate this, but we as a community are not shutting people down for the derogatory type of things that they say.
These are our sons. These are our brothers. These are.
I have been thinking about this lately. I have been thinking about because I just have daughters. And I have been thinking about, like, I have been challenging myself to stop calling men trash bags. Because that's not nice. But that's how I feel sometimes. And so it's like, as mothers, if we're raising sons, because I'm raising my daughters thinking that I want someone to treat them well, but then I'm also raising them so that they can treat someone well.
Yes.
So it's like, what is our charge as mothers to make sure that our sons are coming through respectfully and understanding what's supposed to happen? And I just don't understand how women are raising sons that we can call trash bags.
Right.
Because I don't have any sons.
Right.
So I don't know
it starts in the household. That's why this title show is We Are the Village, because it takes a village. And sometimes what we may miss, part of the village can catch. And because like when we were younger and the community would take care of someone else's kid, the neighbor. We catch you outside cursing, pop you in your mouth. Then I'm gonna bring you home and tell your mother, you know, the village thing. However, some of the mothers haven't been raised properly. And their fathers have left the household. So you have mothers who weren't raised properly, who had fathers who left the household, either been murdered, sent to jail, or just don't give a damn about being a dad. And I'll let you tap in on that, because we all know that that was a part of the systematic to break up the Black, you know, family structure in the household and pull the men out and make the women, all those things. So with my sons, I aim to instill in them how to treat a woman. I teach them how to treat me. Although it's still kind of difficult because before my husband passed away, he had his own, and his father didn't raise him, but he had his own ideas of the father that he was adopted by, which was the streets, right? So he got adopted by the streets. The streets was his father, so he had his parental fatherly guidance from the streets, and he brought that into the house with us and thought that I shouldn't teach them how to cook and I shouldn't teach them how to wash clothes, and you're teaching them how to be girls and they shouldn't be baking cakes and cleaning up too. They need to be doing all this manly, extra aggressive stuff, which wasn't true.
Right.
Making them fight and stuff.
So yeah, making them fight. Like to him, boys had to be rough. He make them play fight with each other. He always wanted them to like fight all the time and be rough, you know, do stuff like that. Like just over extra, no household stuff, no pull out my chair. Like I taught my boys, you see a woman, she goes first. You take out her chair, you carry her bags, you don't hit girls. Like don't hit girls, you don't fight with girls, you're stronger than them. So something would have happened to me, I know that they know that. I know that they know how to treat a woman, even if what they say, you raise a child in the way they should go, and if they should depart from it or whatever, they'll come back to it, something like that. So even if they forget the morals and the values, it'll come back later. But they know they know that they are supposed to treat a woman a certain way. A lot of women are not doing that.
Right.
You know, a lot of kids are raising themselves. A lot of video games are raising the kids. That is why it's so easy for them to pick up a gun, because they think that they're playing Grand Theft Auto in real life. Because the last 7-8 years, all they've been doing was playing a video game that blows people's brains out. So, you know, all these things come together. Do you think?
I think very deeply.
Here we go. All these things come together, I think. Like, my boys can't say that they didn't know certain things. They can feed themselves. They can food shop. They can wash their clothes. They don't like school, period. They don't like it. They don't want to know it. They don't want to do homework. They hide it. Any excuse in the world. My daughter loved it. Passed it, honor student, never gave me an issue. The boys, they hate it. They don't like it. They could care less. And
you know what it is? Look,
it's just the truth.
And
they want zero to do with it.
Being the eldest daughter, but being a part of my brothers, my siblings, it's that if it's not interesting to us for some strange reason, we're very, very fixated on what we're interested in. If it doesn't interest us,
saying that's not true. Yes, it is, Nas.
If it don't interest him,
you hate school.
Same thing with me.
Talking about
if like I used to get bored in class, like, yo, I'm done with my work. What we doing next? And then honors was boring to me, and it felt like they wasn't really pushing us. But like to do more, like what's next after this? All right, I did everything y'all asked me to do. Like, what's next after this? And I just started to look at everything systemically, and I'm like,
and she got kicked out of honors so she could be with her friends who were not in honors.
Oh,
my daughter got kicked out of honors. She was an honors student. She got kicked out purposely. I'm saying in front of the world. Listen, Jiggy Jada might act ridiculous. Y'all can think what y'all want to think about Jiggy Jada. She's a low key geek and a nerd. She's a low key geek nerd.
No, but
she got kicked out of honors.
The stark difference between
I used to read books, a whole book in like an hour.
What the general population, the kids are being taught. They're not being taught. They're being babysat. And then you have these
kids that are
gifted they're like given an immense amount of work. It's just the education system is very flawed, and like you're not challenging people the way they need to be challenged. Do the classrooms need to be smaller? Does it need to be like you know what I mean? Like the idea that we're being taught the same thing over and over and over again, not even really being taught.
Y'all don't be still knowing anything. I'm like, these kids don't know a thing. Oh my God! What did you just ask me, sis? Man,
are you going back to teaching? Are you going back in the classroom?
There are more mayors than governors.
I
what you say?
There's more mayors than governors.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Can I tell that story or
no? Because
yes, are you going back?
That's the reason I said it.
Yeah, you going back? Are you going back in the classroom?
This is a story about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one?
The governor.
Oh, now we're getting to the mother and
all right. So
okay.
One of my very good friends, my oldest friend actually, ran for mayor of her city. She moved to Texas and she ran for mayor of her city, right? And so this one comes. I'm listen, y'all. I'm making my coffee. Like I don't have time for this inquiry. Like you got your robe on. You're making your coffee. You're like in this. She goes all excited. She comes up to me, Ma. B is running for governor of Texas, and I was like, what? Are you talking about?
I said she's running for mayor.
No,
I knew she was running for mayor.
Oh, she said mayor of Texas.
She knew before you knew.
No, she said, is she running for mayor of Texas? I was like, there's no such thing. That's not how.
Right. I'm intrigued. I just want to know how.
I know it.
Mess?
I know it. Okay. They have mayors of cities, right? And governors are for the whole state. That's why there's more mayors than governors. And Janelle was excited because she was like, oh my God.
She was going to be the big
mayor of Texas. The biggest state in the union. She's going to be the mayor. I'm like, Texas, sis, there's no such thing as mayor. I'm like, yo, you have a high school diploma asking me that? And get out of here.
That's a low blow. We can forget
Can you watch
stuff.
Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And
they didn't teach us that. They did not.
They did. Well, I was saying that's why I got kicked out of honors, Mom. Systemically, it was BS, and I knew it.
All right, listen
to me.
Go ahead. We gotta listen to you.
Basic things that people just, I guess, should know or just know that I swear on my life that I was never taught in school. Like there are certain things. That's why when someone says something or they'll ask me something, I'll be like, bro, how don't you know that? And then I'm like, how do I even know that? Because they didn't teach it to us. Yes, I learned that from somewhere. No,
they did not. Other places.
They did not teach. This was a month ago. She told me that same story, and that's the day I learned that there are more mayors than governors.
Well, because
listen. All of your teachers are on my Facebook, and I'm letting them know now that these kids, Mr. Gilbert, Jalen is saying
to the whole world, internationally.
So I'm gonna come to her defense.
Thank you.
So it's all also about the definition of teaching, and like, are we teaching them so that they could pass a test so that you could get your check? Are they teaching? Are you learning things so you can absorb knowledge? That's like you're not absorbing knowledge. And also, if you want to talk about government, in the 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, I learned about George Washington and whoever. We didn't learn about how the government is structured until your senior year of high school.
And you don't even
not know about
at that point.
In my senior year. Right. I got put into regular government because I failed out of AP, out of honors. They kicked me out of honors.
Kicking,
I'm sitting in the classroom.
They kicked you out.
I'm sitting in the classroom with the entire Port Richmond High School football team, and they don't know shit. They don't know anything. And I'm like, how did you get to this point? They don't teach you. They're teaching you white American history. They're teaching you about Mesopotamia.
Oh my God! Yes.
And about the mitochondria of the cell. They're not teaching you about taxes and how the government, our New York City government is structured and why it's important to vote.
And this is why they used to call me
they're not telling you
Malcolm West Kanye. Let me tell you a story, right? This is where I got the name Malcolm West Kanye X from. Speaking of history, so I had a history teacher. I'm not going to say no names. He was a Caucasian male. He had a black wife. Right.
Okay. Love that for him.
Not to say that means something, but just to say that should shake things up. He should know a thing or three about African American history. So we had a project one time on leaders in the black community. So I'm not even gonna hold you. I picked Elijah Muhammad.
All right. Oh, how they feel about that?
We honorable.
When I tell yes, the honorable.
Well, let's start with, I don't know
when I
who
tell
that
you that me and this man had words. Because I picked Elijah Muhammad, he acted like he didn't know who that was. So I got mad, like, you don't know who that is. And he taught Malcolm X. So you're telling us to go with Martin and or Malcolm X, but we can't do Prophet Elijah Muhammad. I'm doing Prophet Elijah Muhammad. And he's like, you're talking about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King, he cheated on his wife. And the CIA knew it. Yes, he did. That's the first time I found out that Martin Luther King cheated on my brother.
You went up to the school?
They all did.
I never told her this.
Scoundrels.
She was in the school doing her own thing. They was calling her Malcolm West.
Shout out to Marjorie Lloyd.
And all the teachers, loved her.
I'm gonna bring Marge on.
This is a fact.
All the teachers loved her.
That man was so mad. He told the whole class that Martin Luther King basically.
That's when she was an activist. They don't know that Jiggy Jada was an activist as well.
Crazy.
I love that.
I'm tagging Marge.
She interviewed Kevin Powell.
Okay.
But this is before he was in office.
She interviewed Kevin Powell a few times. But
I used to be a politician a little bit.
Yes, she was a political activist.
I learned I had to lie.
Well,
it was all fun and games until I really got to the stick of it, and I'm like, I'm not saying this and I'm not saying
It's
that
the thick of
because they
it.
like the way I talk.
It's
Who
the
wait,
thick
okay.
of it.
I was glad.
It's
I
the
was like,
thick
that's
of it.
no way I said that loud.
See, this is this new generation stuff. See, you ain't
Tag
know about
Marjorie
it.
Lloyd.
She tried to act like she wasn't down with it. Look at this.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
down with it, mommy?
I like it.
So I had a teacher in high school, a history teacher. Her name is Marjorie Lloyd. We have the same birthday. She's a Cancer. Shout out to Marge. Get her on the live.
I'm getting her on the live.
Shout out to Mark
She
Simpson.
was my global teacher, if I'm not mistaken. So it's global history. So we're learning
That's
about
2
all
years.
this stuff. 2
Ditto.
years I had her. This woman, I love you, Marge.
Somebody who's that nation?
Chaotic energy.
They in
She
Italy or
definitely
something
had chaotic energy
on
for
YouTube.
sure. She made me feel like I could be a teacher because she was kind of all over the place. But I love that for her.
12th floor entertainment.
Mm.
Okay, 12th floor entertainment. Hitting us up from YouTube. We see you on the check-in.
Shout out to YouTube.
We just want to say
our
shout out to
YouTube
y'all.
viewers.
Thank you for the shout out. Thank you. They must like this demographic. We gotta
Anyone
do this
know where-
They
together.
like us.
Yeah,
Put
they're
the APB
talking.
out
They
on
love-
Mrs.
There's someone
Myers.
who never came to our
we're
conference.
stalling because we're waiting for
Marge.
sis.
But so I will tell you. So Marjorie Lloyd, she was my global teacher, right? And I'm talking to all my friends. They have different teachers, and I'm like, yeah, we're learning about apartheid right now, and they're like, a what?
Oh,
Right.
no.
But then I'm like, apartheid. Like we've been doing this for a while, babe. Like, how do you not know? Like, what are you guys learning about? And they're learning about some other stuff, some European something, whatever.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I'm like, is everyone not learning about this? Come to find out, this woman, my teacher, was totally took
Marge.
the curriculum, threw it in the garbage, and like,
Wow.
no, we're learning about South Africa.
Wow,
For a
shout
full
out to
month.
her. Shout out to her.
Marge.
For a full month.
Yeah.
Shout out to
like,
her.
How do you? Everyone else in my class, 16-year-old, 17-year-old teenagers, didn't even know what that was. They had no idea
Because they weren't being taught.
because they weren't being taught because it wasn't in the curriculum.
And they're so anal about that curriculum. This is why me and my global history teacher we went back and forth because
I think your
didn't
mom
even
should
know I
open
was
her
going
own
against
school.
The curriculum. I didn't know we were doing that. Just by talking about Elijah Muhammad, I didn't know that was going against his curriculum.
Yeah.
Why he had to tell me about Martin Luther King like that? What if I wanted to be like Martin Luther King? He just threw
He
everybody's
was a
dreams out the window.
scoundrel.
You
That
should've
doesn't
never
take
said
away
that.
from what he did, but
Maybe he cheated on his black
all the
wife.
Black Panthers, they were
Why would he say that to us?
Oh my god, they were on the road. Okay,
Why
They
would
were
he
doing-
say that
They were on
though?
the road.
He shitted on Martin Luther King to us in that class.
Insane.
It was crazy.
The Black Panthers, they were scoundrels, but they did important work. So he's foul for bringing that up.
Who killed
teacher.
Malcolm X?
Wow.
His own people.
Mm.
You didn't see Judas and the Black Messiah? Remember we were
Harvey
talking about
Lee
that
Oswald.
briefly?
I
Is
couldn't
it
watch
good?
it. I just
It's
can't.
bad that
I
it's
can't
true.
watch the
I
trauma.
actually did a play
What?
about that
I
same
can't
story.
watch.
I haven't watched
It's
it.
too much for me. Like
It's deep. It's deep. Somebody
already
got
real
hired
rowdy.
to go and do the job, and he did it.
Mhm.
He really was a Judas. The man thought he could trust him
Mhm.
to the point where when he got locked
That was
up-
on Netflix, right?
No,
I think
this was in the movie theaters.
No,
Well, it was,
Judas in the. You could probably get it on like a.
Yeah,
stream.
because
can
you
get
know
it
it's
on, like,
COVID, so the
HBO Max or
theaters.
whatever.
It would have been
Yeah.
a big movie if there was.
So
no,
that was
That's
about
some-
the killing of Malcolm X.
no.
No.
This is Fred Hampton.
Mhm.
Man,
Mhm.
this is Messiah. This is like what happened. Remember we were talking about
Oh,
the
yeah.
Black
and my
Messiah.
play.
Mhm.
Okay.
This
That's
is the
a
same
whole-
story, except it's cinematic. That's why I was saying to Nia, I don't know if they stole our story, but we did the play first. Hello, I was Messiah, nigga.
Period.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Period.
And they made it a cinematic
Yeah.
film.
Mhm.
2 years ago, she was in a
And
play,
it was a
Broadway
serious.
play.
It was serious.
She was the star of the play. She was Messiah.
I love that.
I was the main lead, and then shout
Yeah.
out to Shy too. Shy was the younger me, but Nia Witherspoon, we did great work on that. But
Nia
if we're gonna
Witherspoon.
talk
Shout
about
out to
it,
Nia Witherspoon, the playwriter.
that was hard to do.
Yes, but it was a lot. She
Mm.
was. She had.
That
to
was hard to
commit.
do.
It stretched her. It's like you can't call out. You're Messiah.
Right. Oh, you have a Yeah.
Yeah,
Big part.
yeah. She
Every
had
day.
to show up
Mhm.
every single day. But the play, what it ran 2 weeks,
Yeah.
14 days.
Yep. That was different.
That's so
It's emotionally
interesting because it's
taxing.
like if and I think like when you said that parents who weren't parented are parenting children
Without fathers.
without fathers, like it made me think of like because you know you always are in your own self, you're always local, you know, immediate and you're in yourself. So the first thing I thought of is education and educators. And so in order for us to deliver education the right way, we would actually have to be re-educated. So the actual professional development for educators to do it the right way, since we were all taught the wrong way, it would be re-education. The same way that in order for a parent to parent the right way when they weren't parented the right way, it would require re-education. And so if the way to disrupt this, like I think like it's a buzz phrase right now, but like breaking generational curses has a lot to do with re-education. Like basically sticking a stick in the spoke and saying we have to stop here because this is broken. And then we have to like be intentional about relearning things.
Yes.
Because that man should have never said that to you. But in order for him to know that, somebody has to tell him that. And they have to be intentional about that. And so what do you do when someone says, I want like we have Farrakhan now. And so at this point, Farrakhan is like this very, and for some of us, and again, it goes back to generational, for some of us who killed Malcolm X, we feel like he was involved there, right? So, but then sometimes when you listen to what he says, you're like, wow, like this needs to be said. And then he says some off the wall crap. And it's like, what do you do when people are actually landing the right way, but then are also landing the wrong way? So we had to cancel, like, honestly, like even me talking about Farrakhan right now is going to turn some people off, right? For multiple reasons, for a multitude of reasons. But it's like, in order for you to actually lead, you have to be damn near perfect and no one's perfect. No one's perfect. Right? No one's perfect, right? And that only happens in our community. Like mediocrity exists in the mainstream. You allow this. Like we talk about Obama being the first Black president. This man is a damn near perfect candidate. Like literally, if you want to talk about politics and candidates,
it was like nothing was wrong with him. No scandals, no baby mama drama.
He wore a tan
one time.
Come on,
that's all you could get.
That's all you could get. Because that's how we have to be.
Yeah.
Like in order for us to be successful, we have to be perfect.
Almost inhumane.
And he smoked Newports. It was like, oh my God.
Inhumane, right? And they try to get him on those little things. But
he likes basketball. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. So it's like, it's
like
those
he's Black
things.
too.
Yeah.
Man, really they try to say Michelle is a dude.
You have to be like.
Did you hear that, Roma?
That's anti-Blackness. That's
I remember that.
You missed when she broke down how unfair it is that they made such a big deal. Not that it was right what Boozy said and did, but how they overlook how they speak about the Black women in hip hop.
This is what I was saying when I was
went
in
down
Messiah
when she was saying that.
And I we had the same person that we were talking about that did the Messiah play that I did, who wrote it, Nia Witherspoon, there last time. And prior to that, there was a situation where it was me and there were some trans women that were in the room. Now, I am a female, cis female, because that's what they call us now. So now I'm a cisgendered female arguing in the room with someone who is a transsexual female about the fact that I am the leader of the play and I don't make a fuss, but you're making a fuss because three people like you were murdered that week. And I had to literally defend the fact that within that same week, there was 2 Black women who were also murdered. And that if you want to be what you want to be, that's fine. But I'm not taking away from that. But I really am.
Rocco.
I really am. And I have to live through with that. I have to be a Black woman first before I decided to say I was a lesbian Black woman second. And why am I arguing with you about my natural femininity? And I felt like it was me against the New World people. Like, just because I'm a Black woman first. I had to go in. I had to really say that mad times. I'm like, why am I still saying this? And then I was on my menstrual.
Not on your menstrual.
I was on my menstrual arguing with the transsexual female about being a female, about feeling what I'm feeling, and about why that's not as important as the mission we have, because Black women get killed every day as well. So why is this stopping the process of where we have to go with the play because you want to protest? This is not the place to protest.
And I missed some of it, but I will say this. We were having a conversation about intersectionality. And
break that down for those.
Right. So intersectionality, and that's
intersectionality, guys.
Yes, it's a term that was introduced by Kimberly Crenshaw. She's a law professor. She's actually also one of the founding scholars who created critical race theory, right? So her conversation is about oppressed, marginalized populations, and then where it meets, right? So, okay.
So intersectionality.
So,
oppressed, marginalized.
yeah,
I understood that.
Marginalized
Oppressed,
people.
okay.
But then how your identities can pile on top of each other. And it's like not multiplied. It's piling, right? And so
identities within yourself.
And it all intersects. That's where the term comes
Multiple
from.
identities within yourself.
Because how do you identify? You're black. You're black.
Okay.
But you're also a woman.
You're also a woman.
You are black. You are also a woman, and you also identify as a lesbian. So those are the intersections within your identity.
That's what I was saying to them.
Get my daughter on here, my baby. She
That's what I
knows
was saying to
stuff.
them.
Go ahead, Zora.
Right, right. So
what do you identify?
Ooh.
Daughter, black, student, what?
Yes.
What are your yeah? So those are your
like, yeah.
Leave her.
Leave her.
When she ready to talk, she talks.
She's ready to
She
talk.
was banging her gavel.
Yes.
Go ahead, babe.
Okay, so go ahead.
What?
I don't know.
Did you
Oh,
have
they thought
thoughts?
you were gonna talk, and I know you're not. But
Did
go
you
ahead.
have thoughts?
Okay.
Oh no.
On what Jada said?
She was just chiming in on the intersectionality.
Yes.
So okay, so we know that. So we know cisgender. Those are all our identities, and where they intersect is creates your lived experience, right? And so in one conversation, someone was basically like, and it's not a freaking, it's never a competition.
Oppression Olympics.
It's not Oppression Olympics. But the question is, who do you think, if we're looking at intersectionality, actually, like if we're looking at your lived experience, who's having the worst experience?
Black trans women.
So my answer off the top was black women, right? Because
She said black trans women.
but that's the
women.
answer.
They're also
They're
women.
That's the answer because
Okay,
when you
this is where it
add,
gets tricky.
correct. When
So
you,
did I ruffle feathers when I said what I said?
well, I think you.
I probably did. Did I?
You
I think you could have.
I did.
Some
Speak
people.
on
Some
it.
people.
Speak on it.
I was just because about like the whole like oppression Olympics. It's like when you have like topics so heavy, it's like how do you compare and how do you tell someone like, listen, I get your struggle, but like I'm struggling too. I can't look at your struggle right now because that just feels like is like, so what? I'm alone in this. Like to be like, you got that, but I got this over here. You got that. I got to deal with what I got over here. Now it's like okay, so I'm alone in this. Like
Right, you got to stand together.
yeah, like if you're not standing together, then it's just gonna be everybody is facing their own battles all alone, and then nothing gets done.
No, in this case, I was
not
the only
unity.
cisgender black woman speaking for all cisgender black women against three of them because this person convinced the other two to somewhat protest the whole play and almost think about pulling out over the topic. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, so
okay.
I'm gonna compare this to like
This
the
happened at a play
suffragette movement.
People I were working with.
So when women were fighting for the right to vote, it was a movement. You know, the women, the ladies, the white ladies. They were like, okay, so hello.
She cute.
Here. Oh, you look beautiful. You look so
Go
nice.
ahead, sit yourself down. Put on your little head.
Yeah, come on.
El Presidente.
Settle back.
Okay, look who's in the building. Round of applause for the
Come on,
NCW,
Put on your headphones.
NCNNAW, Black Presidente. and she's fashionably beautifully
Beautiful.
late.
You look gorgeous.
Sorry, I don't know how to get here.
I told you.
We're glad you found us.
We had issues
Told
as
ya.
well. Ooh.
Well, all right.
That's
You
all
can
right.
pull the camera up. It's just all way back there for no reason. You can bring it up.
Push it forward. There you go.
Oh wait.
That's okay. Can you see us all or
no.
not?
Now we can't
I gotta
see
go back.
No.
You gotta move
Wait.
it. Well, pull behind.
Right
and then
there's
pull
fine.
it back.
Okay,
Right there.
perfect.
That's perfect. Thank you.
There you go.
Sorry.
All right, go ahead. Tell us about the suffrage.
Yes.
So the suffragette movement, if I'm not mistaken, black. black men were given the right to vote before white women. Yes?
Men, yeah.
Right. So, white men created the government, so they obviously could vote. And then
back to the whole
intersectionality.
Don't know anything.
Oh, right.
Okay,
I'm like,
no,
right?
go ahead,
I'm like, right? I don't want to, don't misquote me. I dropped out of college a few times. I don't know why. But anyway, okay, so black men were given the right to vote. And then so women were like, well, then damn. So all men can vote now. What about us? The people that were heading that movement, right. Well, the people that were in charge of the movement for women to have the right to vote were white women. And there were also black women that were like, all right, well, what about us? And they were like, well, we'll talk about you guys later. Like, we're here, but we think that if we want to get this passed, let's just, me and Shirley, we're going to do our thing. And so then black women were excluded from that conversation. So it goes back to, comparing, if we want to talk about oppression Olympics and the hierarchy of who is more oppressed than whoever. So cis people are less oppressed than trans people because there's
same issue.
Right, they're different issues, right? So you have black women and black trans women. So black trans women have another layer of oppression on top of them because the trans community is right.
Mm-hmm.
So
are the black women more oppressed than trans?
That's by choice.
It's not. So I mean,
a black woman's born a black woman. No disrespect. This is what I was going through with these people. Right. Because it's like I didn't ask for this. I was just born black with a slip between my legs, and I just kept it that way. I just so happened to date women.
Right. We can't see Nicole on the camera. We can't see her on the camera.
Oh, how?
I mean,
wait, we can't see you.
Oh, that's okay.
No, move over more.
I can be the voice. Do you ever watch Joe Budden podcast? There's that one guy that you can't hear. So you can see him, but you can hear him. He's my favorite.
Yeah, come over with your mom a little bit.
I'm gonna lose the
That's
mic.
what. No, that's what I just turned to the side.
Yeah. Now you're in the frame.
Here we go.
Yeah.
My good side.
Yeah. Now we're having dinner.
Here we go.
So yeah, we was getting deep up here. You're gonna have to catch the replay, Miss President,
or just break the ice.
Yeah,
Miss Myers,
crack the whip.
Miss Myers,
you look so nice.
Welcome.
She's been doing this.
Yeah, round of applause. Round of applause.
Lipstick.
Can you introduce yourself to Uncut Jewels? Could you please tell? There's the camera. Tell the world. Yes, it is.
I don't think we introduced ourselves.
Yeah, you did. You did, but you didn't. But now, allow me to reintroduce myself.
Now that we're all here.
Yes, because we have 30 more minutes now, so we got to get into the meat and potatoes of who you are, who she is, what you do.
Yes.
And mothers against.
We've been waiting for you.
Mothers against senseless killings, because I heard you were having a great time yesterday.
I didn't tell.
I wasn't invited.
I didn't tell anything.
She didn't tell anything. She just said she's probably not up yet.
She's probably sleeping.
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I slept late today.
All right. So what are we doing?
So we have a women of many hats. These ladies did not forward me their bios. However, do you want to tell the people a little bit about who you are and what you do, like just like a minute worth, and then she can.
Okay, so my name is Tanisha Franks. Okay. I am an educator by profession. I am currently a union representative for the United Federation of Teachers, which is a collective bargaining unit for educators in New York City. I am the co-founder of Occupy the Block, and I am the Staten Island, and I am the founder of Mothers Against Senseless Killings, Staten Island, and I am the mother of these two beautiful young ladies and one who I don't know where she's at.
I don't know where she's at.
Yes, that's me. That was less than a minute.
Yes. And then we have
a round of applause. All the drum.
Oh, Jada, give her claps, Jada. You slipping, Jada. Give Miss Myers her round of applause. She said, "Can we get a round of applause?"
That was for Miss
Yes.
Tanisha.
Yes.
And then she gets another one.
Yes.
We're just gonna keep on applauding.
And then we have.
And then we have.
Yes.
Nicole Myers. I'm supposed to be looking that way or this way?
This way.
Either way, that's the people, and this is us.
Okay. I didn't know they're people.
Yeah, okay, that's the people. That's YouTube and Facebook.
So, Nicole Myers. I am the president of the Staten Island National Council of Negro Women. I am also a member of the Mothers Against Senseless killings. A proud member of that, member of NAACP, and I sit on the community advisory board for Curtis High School. In addition to that, I am a public service worker.
All right.
And a voice for the people.
What's a public service worker?
As you should.
I work for,
the public service.
Are you a PSW? What's a public service worker?
Yes, I serve the public.
You serve the public.
And a mom of two beautiful girls who should be here. Where are you?
Where's Nia and Ajane?
Both of them are late.
They get it from you. Everybody running on the late train.
You told them to meet you here?
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
That traffic is deadly.
So
from your house?
No, Ajane was at work, so she's running late from
We're done at 7. When are they gonna get here?
Nia's stuck in traffic, so I don't know that Nia will be making it. Ajane is still stuck at work.
Okay.
So
well, we give a round of applause for the president of the National Staten Island National Council.
I made it.
I'm so glad you made it.
I did everything in my power to make sure that I was here. I had to be here with my sisters to celebrate today.
Yes.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having us here. Look at my beautiful nieces. I just love it.
Yes, we love it. We love
serving
it.
Or serving?
And we love
serving
you.
the community or serving.
You miss so much juiciness the other hour and a half.
Yeah,
like
we talked about
a lot.
Like a million topics.
Did you see the verses the other day? Did you hear? Nope, she didn't see it.
eyebrow
Never
said
mind. She didn't see it.
What verses?
Never mind.
Oh my God.
Are we doing karaoke tonight?
verses.
That's what I want to know.
Is it tonight I have to go to the poetry slam. You guys should come.
I love
The Locks.
poetry. I'm not gonna. I have work.
Versus Dipset. Did
Actually,
you
have to
everybody
leave.
see it on your
Yeah,
Facebook,
tonight's the
though?
poetry slam.
It was huge. It was a good day for
New
hip-hop.
wave, waves
That's
poetry
why we
slam
started off
tonight.
with. They did that New York thing that they do. Jadakiss just started going crazy.
She probably
Them
doesn't know who
boys the
Jadakiss
best.
is. She has no idea who Jadakiss is.
She got me
nigga.
going. She was like, "Yeah, really?"
She don't. All she knows is you guys.
Let me ask
Real.
you a question. What was the topic of this even?
We are the village.
Okay, so let's get into that.
Yes.
and sisters.
We
Yes.
are the world.
Well, mothers and daughters, but
I mean,
some
mothers and
some
daughters.
daughters are not here. So
Yes.
We are the
I bought an extra daughter.
she bought an extra daughter for you. But the title.
That's
Is that your
That's
phone?
probably them downstairs.
Why is it
Oh
so
my
loud?
God.
I thought that was.
I thought it was a radio.
Oh, that's
Wait,
right.
hold on.
These mics pick up everything.
Wait, hold on. Give your all to me. This is Nia. This is my song. This is my
Oh,
song
boy.
for my baby.
Oh
See, she's
God.
have no
downstairs.
song for y'all.
Maybe she's here.
Maybe she's here. Wait,
Maybe
hold
she's
on.
here.
Hold-
Take my
Maybe
mic
she's
after
here
work.
because this is a.
She could be here.
All right, that would be good. So the last 10 minutes, we just get it in.
Well, we could. I mean, no dead space. So let the world know what Mask is about and what you guys do. Mothers Against Senseless Killings.
Is that inappropriate for a podcast?
The mothers against senseless
Okay.
killings, because we have
So real quick.
so many
Yes.
children that are
Right.
losing their lives. I invited LaShawn, who lost her son, Panda, to if she wanted to call, she could have. She was my first guest on my first show.
Yes.
Our first
Saw that
show,
one.
gun violence.
Yeah.
She called up. So, and I also invited one of my girlfriends to call up too, but I know it's very sensitive. They lost their sons. She lost her son not even a year ago as well, around December. 16 years old. And yeah, it was bad.
I actually have connection with her, so yeah, that's very. I mean, any loss of a child.
I'll be right back. She's here. Nia's here.
The man
Okay,
will
so
open.
she's gonna
The
take
man.
my mic because I have to head to work.
Okay, good.
Oh, okay.
So
you're-
she'll let her in.
Yes,
and-
so
you'll let
bye
her in?
everyone. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night.
Well, we only have 20 more
Oh my God,
minutes.
thank you for having me.
We only have 20 more minutes.
It's okay. Well, I have work at
She gotta
7.
go.
Oh, okay.
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 Thank you guys. Bye. This was
Bye.
good.
And you're done at midnight, right?
Yes, maybe earlier. So.
Okay.
It's in the back. Did you
What?
go to
Oh.
the back of the building?
Oh, I can hear her. What? We can hear her.
She's downstairs.
All right, so
yeah, with mask.
Okay, so
you found it mask,
Mothers
right?
Against Senseless Killing. The greater organization actually was founded in Chicago.
Okay.
And we're all very familiar with some of the things that are happening in Chicago. Their rate of violence is quite severe and very different from what we're going through. I think there was I don't know if we were ever that bad, but we all know that there was a time where New York City definitely had an elevated rate of violence. So in Chicago, the founder of MAS, Tamar Manasseh, when that much loss is occurring, it's impacting the children. So as a mother, she was really impacted by her kids' reaction and the fact that I bet, if you will, the incident that really created her desire to actually do something was a close friend of her children. So like if something happened to one of Jalen's friends and I saw how upset she was, right. I would want to do something. So
Come on in.
what she chose to do was
Hi, Nia.
You guys can switch if you want, or you can stay there. She gonna
You can come up.
right. You can sit there.
Do we
No, if you want to, you don't have to.
She's like, I just got in the door now.
You stay. Okay. So she founded this, and she basically
The genes are strong.
in
boy.
Inglewood. Yes, in Inglewood. She Inglewood, Chicago. She a town in Chicago. She a neighborhood, I should say. She just basically plopped herself on that corner. She started doing like barbecues and everything. They were just always there. And basically in that space for years, there were no incidents. So it's like she figured out, like, if you want to fix this, this is what you do. You got to be present. You got to be here. We got to pour into things. So we, at that time, and that was 2015, that year, Staten Island, we founded Occupy the Block, which was kind of similar in the fact that we had a group of men who from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock were staying in different North Shore neighborhoods. They were all men though, and that was intentional. It was very intentional. But women in our community were like, well, we want to do something too. And as a co-founder of Occupy the Block, that year, my role was very much to like beat back the women. I actually took a lot of heat for that.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. So, but it was, for us, it was very important that it just be men. But I was watching and we were researching to figure out like what we could do for women. And so we met with Tamar, and I basically asked her if I could use her brand and do something completely different, because we don't need what Chicago needs.
Okay.
And so she agreed, and we took her brand. If she had said no, I would have come up with something different. But she was honored, and she thought it was great, and she thought that this was the beginning of mass spreading, Mothers Against Senseless Killing spreading across the country. Right, from Chicago to New York to here. So she was very excited about it. So we did it. But what our, if you will, mode of operation, MOA was that we would be anti-violence in a proactive way, and saying that if you want to, and I'm looking at you and thinking of you, your fellow Port Richmond, your fellow Red Raider just left. So, you ran track. Yeah. And so we're saying that the things that keep young people from violent acts have a lot to do with the type of things they decide to do in terms of their activities and the things that build character. And so let's connect our communities with the resources to get kids involved in things. And actually she left, but one of my favorite mass moments was when I was sitting with someone who's very familiar to our family and my daughter who just left. But he played football for Port Richmond, and he said, I don't know where I would be right now if it wasn't for football. I think I would probably be dead or in jail. And so we want to connect young people with the activities that give their life purpose. Like once you find your purpose, you're less likely to pick up a gun.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And that concept is romanticized in different films and all that other stuff, but it's really true.
You know what it brings it back to? What we was talking about earlier, the parents in the household that were not, raised and taught certain things. So those are not their priorities. They're like, get by. And
Right.
as long as you get by, nigga, you
It's
good.
survival. It's survival. And so we're taking now that we're nowhere near where Chicago is, but now that we're surviving, we're okay. We're maintaining. We got housing. Because listen, if you're working, I can tell you, my mother worked 3 jobs. Right. I started running track because I was bored. She didn't put me in track. Mm-hmm. I was bored. I put myself in track. You have a kid who's just like, I don't want to sit around. I'll do something. I could have chose something negative. I chose something positive, but it wasn't because she was a bad mom. She was freaking trying to keep the lights on. Right. So it's like, now that I think that we're in we're not at that like level of, in New York City, Staten Island specifically, I'm speaking about, we're not at that level where it's, we have to be so occupied with survival. Now it's time for us to go to the next level. And it's time for us to start talking about building generational wealth and pouring into ourselves and taking care of ourselves so that we can live. We started to talk a little bit earlier about our male rappers that are dying before 60. So we have to take care of ourselves so that we're around. We have to do all of these things to make sure, like, we're no longer fighting just for our very existence. So now it's time for us to create a change, to take back our communities and take back our our lives, right? And so that comes with intentional.
I love that.
Yeah, it comes with intentionality. And so somebody has to like connect with our communities to do that. So in the beginning, we would just give out resources. Since COVID has started, we have switched up what we do, and we actually do pop-up pantries. But the pop-up pantry brings the people to us, so that so we can connect them with the resources. That hasn't changed.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we still bring resources, and we do try to identify those resources. In addition to food, we still look for other resources to connect them to.
I think you friends with me.
Yeah, and so our main platform is Facebook. We do have Twitter and Instagram. We're not so good about keeping up with that. But if you ever, like, literally, if there's anything that you need, if you go to our Facebook page, which is Mothers Against Senseless Killing Staten Island, you will find, like, for instance, Jalen is my last public school student. And so she got an EBT card for, because she's home, these kids will eat your food, Mia.
Speaking of EBT, I didn't get my card.
And so that's what I'm here to tell you. So what I did,
I didn't get my card for both my boys.
Because actually I'm so happy and so grateful that I'm able to feed, I did. So I took my daughter who just left, I gave her the EBT card because she is a waitress and a bartender. So that's where she just left to go to work, right? And so once all the restaurants were shut down, so I gave it to her because we were actually okay. Such a blessing. I was able to, even though she was home, I'm still able to, take care of that. But I gave it to her. Sis don't even know where it is. So now they're giving us more money and I don't have my card. Like, where's my card?
She said sis don't even know.
Look, I went right on to the Mothers Against Senseless Killing Staten Island Facebook group. I searched EBT, and all of the different times that we put that resource and that information up came right up. I called them. They sending me a new card.
Wait, what's the number you called?
Because
I
go to Mothers Against Senseless Killings on Staten Island and put in EBT.
Don't be putting me in my place with that lipstick like that.
Look at her lipstick.
Because I went to the welfare on Friday to question them up about a card, and they told me. The welfare told me I'm in the wrong place.
Call the number. Look, there's resources on the Mothers Against Senseless Killing Facebook.
So you telling me you got a person on the phone?
No, they
because I kept hearing a recording over and over and over and over and over and over.
You gotta listen. You gotta press all the buttons, and they will send you your card. It's the Lois Stolen card line. But eventually you get connected with them.
I've never got the card at all ever. Like even last year, I've never got the card.
So we have $400.
Somebody's supposed to call you already, right? Somebody's supposed to call you this week.
Can't you go online and
you know what you missed?
She doesn't have the patience.
This was on
truth be told,
the Mothers Against
I try to help her, but she gets
Killings,
frustrated really quickly.
We put this up.
She doesn't like it.
They literally had an entire Zoom. Like they did if you will, a training, if you will.
Right.
They had I'll say it was a town hall. I don't know what it was, but they basically had a Zoom where people could get the information and then ask questions.
Oh, Geronda put the number up. Shout out to Geronda Jacobs. See,
right.
my followers come through in the clutch. She put the number up. So we have a good 11 and a half minutes, Miss Myers. So you Nia's not in the frame. Nia gotta move over. You don't want to be on the camera? You don't have to.
Nia,
only if
move
you
over.
want.
If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Joe Buttons has
Come on, my baby.
Yeah, but
My baby.
Come on, my baby. Get up.
Huh?
Yeah.
Let's see. Can we
Yeah, a little more.
Yes,
A little more. There you go. Yeah.
Look at it. She moves back.
She don't want to be on camera. She's like, I just got up. So you have about a good, Miss Myers, a good 10 and a half minutes.
To do what?
To tell the world about your amazingness and what you do for Staten Island as the president of the National Council
of Negro Women.
Negro Women.
So under NCNW, we've done quite a bit of work during COVID. One of the things I think I'm most proud of is, the seniors. We organized a number of efforts. One was the vaccination effort. So we found out, we sort of tracked where the testings were going on, where the vaccination efforts were going on. We organized transportation for people to be able to go and get vaccination shots, find out where it was, where the testing was, and we were pretty aggressive about that with our members, and continue to be. So that I am really happy and excited about. The other thing that we're starting up that I'm super excited about. We're starting up the signature program in partnership with Port Richmond High School in September, and we've been working on it. Committee members for NCNW have been working on it over the summer, over the winter also, where we're going to stand up a public speaking program. A public speaking program for the youth, and we've been developing our own public speaking program.
I hope Dr. Wilson is a part of this program.
You can be, absolutely. So we are matching. Yes, please. We're matching it's two parts to it. So it's a public speaking program for the youth, and it's a 10-week curriculum that we're building for them. In addition to that, we are matching each young student with a one-on-one mentor. Are you listening to me?
We are. I am.
Thank you.
I'm listening.
So
you're matching each student with a one-on-one mentor?
A one-on-one mentor. So our membership is made up of many awesome women, from educators to lawyers to commissioners to state and federal employees to entrepreneurs. And so they're doing form like this assessment of the students about what their passion is, what they're looking for, what do they want to be, where do they want to grow up, and sort of matching them to a mentor, to someone in our membership that really meets their goals in life to help guide them in that pathway moving forward. So that program starts in September. We've built out the curriculum pretty much, and now we're moving into thank you.
She loves the round of applause.
Thank you. Can I butt in?
Absolutely.
Yes. So that starts on September 22nd. Yes.
I had the fortune of learning more about Mary McLeod Bethune.
Yes, Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune.
Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune. And what I really want to say is that, again, going back while Janelle left, Janelle came in and trashed the education system of the United States of America. But she did a thing. She dropped the mic, kicked everything over, and bounced. But these are the stories you don't learn about in school. Right. And so I was highly offended, I think, because I was like, how did I never learn about this powerhouse? So,
Right.
so
Was that a post you put up a few weeks
I did.
ago?
I go crazy on Facebook.
I know.
I wake up in the morning and I don't even know what gets into me, but I'm like, I'm pissed off. Let me tell y'all. So let me ask you a question. Why don't they teach us about Dr. Bethune? She is probably, arguably, the most powerful Black woman never to hold office.
Yeah,
right?
She was amazing.
She was amazing. She did a lot of things, and so when
was the founder, by the way.
Yeah.
So Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune is the founder of the National Council of Negro Women. It was her vision that created NCNW, and what NCNW is, its voice is, it's organization of organizations. So it has 32 affiliate organizations under its umbrella, and it was built really so that we really came to the table with a voice. It didn't matter, which organization that we were a part of. We had an agenda as Black women that we collectively, powerfully had a voice to be able to speak to, and she created sort of this NCNW umbrella to drive that message. And she was very, very powerful
and effective. And my argument would be, the answer to that question is, if you become a little Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune and you become Dr. Bethune, then we know where our power lies. We know she created a blueprint. We don't have to, I get up angry, what are we gonna do? It's already been done, sis.
Right.
You don't have to try to figure it. People are talking about Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams has nothing on Dr. Bethune. But if everyone knew that, there would be Dr. Bethune's all the way. So Stacey Abrams is now bursting through. What would it have been if we were just passing the baton? We wouldn't be having this conversation about intersectionality and our oppression and everything, because it wouldn't be like this.
Right.
So
thank you for passing the baton to our listeners.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
I knew why I had the heavy hitters in the building.
They just dropped a lot of
they heavy hitters. DJ, who's that, Jada? DJ somebody on YouTube. YouTube is heavy today.
He always
yes,
in.
That's
Shout
Philly,
out to our
right?
family.
That's Philly, right? DJ Maniac.
We
Philly.
love you. We
Philly
love
is
you.
in
Thank
the
you for
building
always
too.
checking in.
So I think that is amazing. I think that is amazing, and I think it's important for us to leave a blueprint for our kids and our kids to follow, because it's about the legacy. We all have a time to be here. So what are we doing with our time? What are we doing to break the generational curses? Are you a generational curse breaker or being a curse to this generation? That is one of my jewels.
Like it.
It's in my book.
I broke my
Get your noon jewels on Amazon. On my website. Yes, but are you a generational curse breaker, or really being a curse to this generation? So for me, I had to break the curses. And I'm still breaking. It's really hard. It's a lot of work, but I really want my children to be able to inherit all of the legacy and not be me, but do the same. So their kids and then their kids' kids and then their kids' kids could have it somewhat easier. Won't be as hard. Because we got to do something with these stimulus checks, guys. Causing all this stimulus traffic shopping. But nobody's yo, let's get together and buy some acres. Let's get some land. Let's I was having a big conversation earlier with somebody who deals with millionaires and billionaires. The conversation is different. It really is different. The car is different. The conversations are different. The table is different. So you have to really pick and choose. Not that you're better than, and people get it confused. Oh, you think you're better because you're striving to break those curses and to get out of the hood and to rid yourself of poverty and try and bring your family out of that. You are just better than you were. I'm not saying I'm better than you. I want you to come with me too. I want to show you this. I want you to get some of this art and land and precious metals too, bro. But they want to buy Jordans.
Well, she likes Jordans.
She said what?
She's a sneakerhead.
Jordan's in it.
Jordan.
I've never had a pair of Jordans in my life.
But Jordan buys
Thank you, DJ Maniac.
facilities to keep people in jail. He has a
Jordan's
very,
wearing
very
Mary J.
close-
Blige shoes,
He has a
according to
very close
Instagram.
relationship
And
with the
everyone's
people in the
running
penitentiaries.
around.
He buys penitentiaries.
Well, yeah, Tanisha would
People
during the
fight,
pandemic,
kill
she
over
was
his
doing screenings, screening
Oh, we were
promotions.
doing.
So 13.
Oh, can I tell you?
Mikey was like, "Well, he was mad about white
Oh,
people."
did he?
Yes,
watch
we
it?
watched 13.
Oh,
Remember, you was
sis, yes.
she was doing screenings
Yeah,
on
we did the
information.
Staten Island community conversations, and what
Yes.
we did with that, it was after George Floyd's murder. But it's like, guys, remember, like 2020, we cannot allow that moment to go documented as exactly what happened.
Right.
It was Ahmaud Arbery. It was Breonna Taylor. It
Yes.
was George Floyd, and then it was bro in the park with the birds.
High Desire. Yes.
And that the bird thing, I think people just was like, okay, now.
Wait, what happened with the bird thing? Because there was a point in time where, first of all, I didn't even watch George Floyd's murder.
McClain was
There were
horrible.
so many things I refused to watch because I didn't want to be affected.
The bird watcher. It was his name was Christian. They had
Oh,
the same last
the
name.
The
same
bird
last
watcher,
name.
Floyd.
The guy in
Amy.
Harlem. They had was it Ashford? Was the last name?
Amy. No, they had the same last name. That
What
was
did he
crazy.
do?
Look it up, sis.
With the woman that
she didn't have a
called
dog
the
on the
cops
leash.
in a panic and said,
She
Oh yeah, the black guy.
Yeah.
The black guy that was jogging.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was bird watching.
He was bird watching.
First of all, why? But that's not. Let's not get into that.
What is it? Bird watching?
That's not
Okay,
Mom.
okay.
No, he was bird watching, and then Cooper, Amy Cooper, Christian Cooper.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
They were bird watching.
No,
he was.
He was bird watching, and he approached
and she had her
sis.
dog off the leash. Or
Yeah,
something.
he was like, "Put your dog on the leash, sis." And she was like, "What? Who you talking to, B?" And I'll call the cops. So then she became the damsel in distress. Like they know how to turn that on real quick.
Right.
I think that was really where we were like, "Yo, this is crazy!" Like, but we're at home. We're all sheltered in, and we're watching the real United States of America. Like this is who y'all really are, right? This is what you do to us. And now, so I it's so important that 6 months doesn't just fade. And then we go on and then we wait for another bunch of another batch of incidents to happen.
We can't afford it.
We can't. We have to like keep the momentum. That's the reason why people were in the streets all last summer. And it was George Floyd. Like it was Cooper and then George Floyd, and everybody was like, "All right, y'all are bugging." Like, oh, come on, knock it off. So, everybody was so raw.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to do community and it's so ridiculous that we didn't use Zoom before like this. Like we didn't have to go to all these meetings and stuff. We could have just been on Zoom. Like, what's wrong with us? Right. So now the pandemic showed us that we could all just be together. And so I wanted to connect with people who wanted to talk about it. Like, come on, like express yourself. I know you're as mad as, because I couldn't stay like that. Like I had so much rage in me. I needed to connect with people. And so we started to have community conversations, Staten Island community conversations, but I wanted it to be informed conversation. So we started watching movies for every conversation. So the first one we did was 13. And I was surprised at how many people had, because when 13 first came out, we did panel discussions. We did all kinds of things. It's phenomenal.
I remember your Zoom was like 1,000 people on there. I'm like,
there was a lot of people.
Can I speak? Can I speak?
Yeah.
It was like hundreds of people was on her Zoom. Remember, like the internet and Zoom was everything during the pandemic. Like people starting businesses, live shows, cooking. Everything was going on in the house. But
it was like the quarantine.
now we're about to get shut down again. The Delta strand. Service worker. We're gonna be put back.
It's a
Is
serious
this
thing.
real facts or what?
Yes.
Oh, she knows.
We
She
shut down like before.
She got a service worker pass.
Is it like a little bit or a lot?
Public service worker.
Yes, it's 7:05. We gotta get out of here.
We officially shut down for real, for real.
She's serious.
No,
yes.
I'm very serious.
No, the world wants to know. We
No,
wanna
she
know.
knows. I'm telling you, she got a pass.
No, I'm talking about two different types of shutdown.
She-
Like shut down a little bit,
she
or we gonna be
knows.
in the house, can't go
She
nowhere.
knows.
Shut down.
She knows.
Like it was before.
Well, you know what?
She knows.
I think it's really going to depend on our behaviors. Are we being vaccinated? Are we protecting ourselves, or are we just out on the street running around being irresponsible? Because that's what that will determine the shutdown level.
I heard a rumor that it was supposed to be shut down in September?
No.
That's what I wanted to know.
It'll be August.
Don't jinx it.
So get ready.
Oh no.
It'll be around corner.
I was enjoying outside.
It will be around the corner. But no, it's really getting serious. And I know you're vaccinated because you have to travel the world with your pass. And I know you're probably not.
I am.
No.
You did it?
I assure you, I wasn't excited about it.
You did it?
I did. I would not. I will tell you right now.
When did you do that?
March and April. Yeah, and people. The reason why you're surprised, look at face. The reason why you're surprised is because I go off and people assume that I'm not vaccinated, and the reason I'm very intentional to do that because I never want anyone who's not vaccinated to feel bad. Like I do believe that it's your choice, but if you're not vaccinated, then I'm gonna need you to do all the things that we did. Like we know what works because we slowed it down.
Mm-hmm.
We actually, like if you the phrase was flatten the curve was flattened.
Right.
Why? What did we do? And so if you're not vaccinated, I need you to keep that energy. You're supposed to be wearing face masks. You're not supposed to be fucking going to baby showers and shit. Like you're supposed to be living the way we were living March, April, May 2020. Like what's going on? And so that's and people could get mad at me. They could say whatever they want, but nothing's changed.
Right.
So why are you acting brand new and then wondering why it's spreading? So where's your mask? You don't have a mask when you're not vaccinated. Like, so I'll go into places.
So you trust the government?
I don't trust. I would.
Hey. Now.
I know you will. I know you're
shots fired.
Shots fired to the.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Listen, I saw a meme that was basically like
the government's wife's here. Sorry guys.
Yes.
I don't want to.
You're
I
asking
didn't want to.
Yeah. You're asking why it took
I
vaccination.
didn't want to insult her husband. Sorry.
We're all vaccinated.
Well, I know you don't. So
you know I don't trust.
I know you don't. I just can't believe you got vaccinated.
I kicking and fucking screaming, and you know what? And when
West got vaccinated,
when someone
I
asked
cannot
me
believe that.
Why I did it, I said,
Yes.
you know what? I always said,
Say yes. Nicole talked you into it.
No, but when you think about what's happening now with this Delta variant, do you know that 90%?
But there's still people catching it with the vaccination.
The people that ended up in the hospital are those who are not vaccinated. 90% of the hospitalized people are those that have not been vaccinated.
What about Bill Gates and all of them pushing for this vaccination? What about all those things?
What about that?
You're vaccinated.
Are you guys? You
gotta finish that statement.
Are you guys? Can y'all come back next Friday?
Yeah.
With the
Please come back.
She got stuff she don't want to tell
Leave
us.
your house at 3 o'clock.
I see it in her eyes. She got
Please
secrets.
come back,
She knows
guys.
something.
We gotta get off because
She knows something.
they have another show and we could. I need another 3 hours with them
about this.
I need the government and his wife to bring them back, guys. Uncut Jewels next Friday. Nicole Myers, Tanisha Franks, Smith.
Whatever. I don't use Smith in the regular. I just use
it. My cousin Nia, who she just didn't even speak.
I know because
she came to work. She said a little something.
She did.
And baby girl over here. So if you want to tell them, Joe, do not cut this part of this out because we started late.
Where's Joey anyway?
Joe's probably at the other gym. Shout out to Joe Parker. He's probably at the other gym.
Busy.
But don't try to cut this time out because I need the equivalent 2 hours, bro. So we're about even now.
Look, hi Joey.
We started about 5:11.
See you when I got here. Where are you?
Yes. So no, that's not my cousin. She said, "Who's Joe? Your cousin?"
Everybody's on. I thought maybe.
No.
Oh, me,
There.
Joey. Someone I know.
She
Joey
saw him
forever.
growing up.
Yeah.
All right.
So tell them where to find you if you want to be found. What handle?
We're it's Mothers Against Senseless Killing Staten Island.
Yes, Mothers Against Senseless Killings, Staten Island.
It's a Facebook group.
Facebook group, guys. So to everyone who may have lost a child, if you're looking for resources or somewhere to just get some knowledge in reference to your situation, that is the group to be in. And National Council of Negro Women.
Yeah, I just want to say for
the president here.
Mask. I just want to say for Mask that I always believe that New York City is resource rich. I always say that. New York City is resource rich, and we have a number of fabulous women that, dedicate themselves to finding those resources and putting them on that Facebook page. So please,
That's amazing. I'm gonna have to go in mass more often.
Oh, she missed it. You missed the whole look. What happened?
Oh, look at that! Do it again.
Fancy.
What did Jada do? Jada?
Oh Lord.
No, I think it's the blue one that you put up. Put it down. Yeah.
They get my round of applause.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah. Okay. So for mask.
Yes, for mask. And then for National Council of Negro Women, we also have a Facebook page, the Staten Island National Council of Negro Women. But the easiest way to find us and find all our contact information is ncnwsi.org.
Yes, ncnwsi.org. So peace and blessings, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Uncut Jewels. We will have these two amazing ladies. They said they're going to come back next Friday. We're going to see how true this is. Miss Myers will be here at 3 o'clock waiting for us to arrive at 5. She will be early. And she was on time, boy.
Running. Like,
I don't know how you got here like that from your house.
Do you remember when
amazing
when Celie was shaving Mister?
Bye. Say bye, guys.
And Suge was running through the woods. That was us.
Bye, guys.
Running through the woods?
Yeah.